see. Check. I need all my Knicks fans right now to grab your jerseys, your popcorn, your sodas, whatever you gotta do to get ready for this game. I don't care if you're a cheerleader, an athlete, a couch potato. We're here to restore the feeling. Matter of fact, can you say from New York what I say from New York? Hey yo, let's go Knicks!
Hey yo, I bring that New York energy. Talking 42nd Street, alley hoop finger roll. Ain't nobody checking me. Crossover through the legs, step back, hit a three. Still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies. She just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy, just to see the Knicks play, make a couple memories. New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be. And if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy. Yeah, look at us, whole city is wild. This is New York, why y'all ever counted us out? Any game we attend, yeah, we taking it now. Fast break on the court, all up and down. Lead a garden in the pigsty, yeah, we get it on this side. Bacon, egg, and cheese, or the lobster mac with the ribeye. Either way, we winning the overtime if we get tired. Get it with the team, yeah, that's just something we live by. Hey, yo, first quarter in, we gon' turn it up. Gotta warm up first, then we taking it dub. By the third quarter in, no, they ain't catching up. Gotta stay in the lead before that shot clock buzz. If the Knicks get a win, we gon' do it again. Make the finals once before, we gon' do it again. Bounce back in the fourth, we gon' do it again. It's been a while since the chip, but we gon' do it again, yeah.
Yo, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Yo, put your hands up. If you from New York, put your hands up. Yo, look, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Look, put your hands up. Hey yo, New York City, put your hands up. Sky, baby.
What up? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Bishop D-Lo. We're here, you're there. It's the Church Guy Sports Show podcast for October 15th, 2024. And we are here. A lot of sports to unpack. Episode 17 of our podcast as we prepare ourselves to get into tonight's conversation. Again, want a special thanks and shout out to all those that participated last week. For all of V. George Smith and his crew that came and hung out with us last week. But we're back to regularly scheduled programming this week. So do us a favor. Y'all know what y'all need to do. I need everybody to jump on your device. If you're on Facebook, and I need you to like, I need you to share, I need you to tag somebody who's a huge sports fan. And of course, we're preachers, so we like Talk Back Church. So we need you to comment on tonight. We got a lot to unpack tonight. There's so much to discuss in the world of sports, and particularly in the world of New York sports. So we definitely want to get into the conversation today while we're waiting for the team to get in. Just so many things that we can get into on tonight, and so we're going to get things started very shortly. In fact, we're going to get things started really in just a moment. But again, we need you to like, we need you to share, we need you to tag, we need you to comment. Come on, I see you coming in. Hit up in the comments. Let us know that you're there. We want you to be a part of the conversation. In fact, let's do this. Yeah, here we go. It is conversation time. Your new comments will show up on the screen. We want you to be a part of the conversation on tonight. We want you to be a part of the conversation as we delve into the Church Guy Sports Show podcast. Of course, we're here every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. live and direct, coming to you on Facebook and on YouTube and on X. And of course, as always, if you are an audio podcast fan and subscriber, if you haven't already subscribed to our podcast, you can go on Apple Podcasts, you can go on Spotify, you can go on iHeartRadio, and you can subscribe to our podcast as well. The Knicks playing their fourth preseason game of the year. So far, 3-0 during the preseason, playing the Charlotte Hornets for the second time live from Madison Square Garden. Knicks right now trail by 4 points as they play a minute 40 to go in the first quarter. Second unit is on. Doesn't look like Tibbs is going to be playing a lot of the first unit tonight, giving him a little bit of a break because I think he's really going to put the first unit to work hard body on the final preseason game, which is this coming Friday, the 18th. And then next Tuesday night, the NBA season kicks off. The NBA season kicks off next Tuesday night with the Knicks in Boston. It's ring ceremony. The Celtics will receive their 2023-24 NBA championship rings. They will do it in front of a team that many of us feel, if they were healthy, would have given Boston at least a run in the conference finals last year in the New York Knicks. So, so we're looking at Jalen Brunson, Cat Williams, and the new look. Karl Anthony Towns will be. The new look Knicks will be there in Boston to see Boston get their rings at the TD Garden and hopefully to spoil it for the Boston Celtics. So, again, we got a lot to discuss on tonight, so we invite you to join the conversation. My brother, Sam Jennings, what's going on, bro? Glad you're watching the game as well. You know, we definitely got it on in the background and checking things out as we get ready to jump into the podcast. So it's going to be kind of a live watch as well as a play. With about 18 seconds to go in the first quarter, Charlotte leads 30-24. Knicks playing a lot of their bench. We're going to get our first look at Pacome Diate, the Knicks' first-round draft pick. He is getting into the game. Dadier. He is getting into the game for the first time. So he's getting his first pro minutes here in the preseason. He hasn't really played at all entering the game now. And, yeah, it's a bench game tonight. So, you know, not too much stock to be put into this one as the starters are really not playing tonight. It's a bench game tonight, and we're looking forward to that. So, again, like, share, tag, comment as we wait for the brothers and the sisters, because Keisha's coming too, to come on in and join with us on tonight. We want to get things started. Blessings to you, my brother, Pastor Andy Tate. What's going on? Blessings to you as well. What's going on? We back at it. We back at it. And so while we're waiting for everybody to come in, we want to get right down to it on today. I want to start with this. Breaking news coming out of Philadelphia. Breaking news from Shams Charania. The Philadelphia 76ers are already in trouble. A lot of people, when Philadelphia made the deal that they made to get this man right here that you see on my screen, when they made the deal to get this man, a lot of people started putting, especially in Philadelphia, and even some NBA pundits, not any of the good ones, actually put Philly ahead of the Knicks on the totem pole. I wasn't sold on it because I said this is a 35-year-old Paul George, who, while he had a strong season last year, has been quite injury prone. And so we now see Paul George hyperextended his knee in a game yesterday. He was reevaluated today, and there's no break, no tear. Thank God. We don't want him to be injured. But anybody who knows anything about a hyperextension, he's going to be out for at least a month. That, coupled with the fact that news came out also this week, also if you notice, the perennial MVP candidate Joel Embiid has not played at all during the preseason, and pretty much it's been said that he's never going to play back-to-backs ever again, as Bishop J. Mack joins us. J. Mack, what's going on?
What's happening, my brother?
Ain't nothing much, just getting the people up to speed on this breaking news from Shams. The fact that Paul George will be out. He's going to be reevaluated in a week, but those of us who know the game, who know sports, who have had sports-type injuries, a hyperextension is going to put you out at least a month. So Paul George is going to miss the first month of the season at least.
And it's unfortunate. But we called this. This is something that we forecasted.
Sure did.
This was one of the issues that we had with putting together this big three. You know, I told a Philly fan yesterday, I said, and you know, and I'm again, as you said, and I'm glad you prefaced by saying, we're not wishing injury on anyone.
Nah.
But if you look at the track record, Paul George has been injury prone. It's only going to be a matter of time, unfortunately, before Embiid is hurt. That's why they're keeping him out of all preseason games now. They're not even letting him play the rest of the They're not even letting him play.
And you know, it's pretty much said, as far as his load management goes, he's never going to play back-to-backs again in his life, essentially.
Can you blame them?
No. I mean, they've invested too much money, and
Yeah.
if they think they want a shot at even making some noise in the playoffs, they need Joel Embiid to make it to the finish line at least with some semblance of health. Listen, he was a warrior last year. What I feel about him personally, notwithstanding, because I don't like him personally. I think he's a dirty player. I think he's a fake tough guy. I think all of those things about him. But the man went and competed against the Knicks last year in the first round on one leg and was a juggernaut.
Drop the 50 burger on us.
Yeah. So that can't be discounted. So, Joel Embiid on one leg is still really good, but this is already a huge blow to the hopes of a team that, quite honestly, will need home court advantage in a first or second round series. The last thing Philly wants to do is to end up third again behind the Knicks and the Celtics, because again, yes, you'll get home court in the first round, but in a second round series against New York, you wouldn't have home court, and in a conference finals matchup with Boston or New York, you wouldn't have home court. And Philly needs that, even though New York has already proven that Philly is kind of MSG South.
I was gonna say we all know that Philly is MSG South. I mean, if they played the Knicks, it would just be a home and home essentially for the Knicks.
So this is the latest news out of the Philly 76er camp. Breaking news from Shams Charania, who is now replacing Woj as the NBA insider on ESPN now. Congratulations to Shams for getting that. It's a great job to have, and Woj did his job so great for so long. Listen, Philly's in trouble. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Philly's in trouble already. And, I don't think that they have what it takes in order for them to really rebound for this. Yes, the rookie Huck Porty with the Nasty Slam off the pick and roll with Deuce McBride there. Right now, the Knicks, again, as I stated, playing against and there's the first NBA points by draft pick Pacom Didier, who just caught a dunk off the baseline off another slick feed. These boys are athletic, but again, this young team, the young portion of this team really looks good. Again, it's a bench game tonight. The starters aren't going at it tonight, but the bench looks strong. Game is tied at 30. Timeout about a third of the way through the second quarter. Knicks and Charlotte Hornets are tied at 30 apiece right now.
Just a quick. I love Tyler Cole. I love Kolek, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, if listen.
God forbid anything happened to Jalen Brunson, we all right.
Oh yeah. And let me tell you, Tibbs gonna have to find that man some minutes, and if he doesn't, it's gonna be he gonna hear from upstairs. I'm telling you right now, because he's just too talented. He's just too good off that the pick and roll. He knows how to read the pick and roll so well. He is so NBA ready. I had to put that in.
No, that's an absolutely fantastic take and a very true statement as well. Tyler Kolek, we saw it in the Big East last year at Marquette. We saw it during the summer league this year, and it continues now even into the preseason. Tyler Kolek, at 23 years old, is NBA ready.
Yes.
And there is some, again, I've been saying it for years, and I feel like I'm the only person on this. The NCAA and really the NBA scouts have to go back. And yes, you've got the G League, which is a pseudo minor league or whatever, but this is not baseball. You can't draft a kid out of high school at 17, 18 years old and, send them down to the farm team like you do in baseball for 3 or 4 years, and they come up at 22, 23 ready to play in the majors because they've been playing professionally against other major league level talent. Basketball is a different animal, and if anything, college is that minor league, so to speak. It's the best competition. It provides, quite at least in my estimation, it provides the best competition. It provides the best structure. It also provides the opportunity to play against guys that are on your level in that 18 to 23 age range. Guys that have league aspirations and league potential. So you're getting a true development of that player, because bringing a 19-year-old kid, unless it's an otherworldly talent, or a 7-footer like Kevin Garnett was when he came in at 18, or LeBron James where he came in at 6'8", 270 at 18 years old. Those are aberrations. Everybody else needs to go to college.
Those are what we call generational talent.
Yeah, they're unicorns.
Yeah.
Like everybody else needs to go to college. Sean Kemp.
Like Sean Kemp.
6'10", 250. Listen,
and crazy athletic, wiry,
right?
Jump out of the gym. Those don't grow on trees.
Guys like Kemp, like Ticket, like LeBron, those guys are built in a lab. Guys like that, they're built in a lab. They come out the womb NBA ready. Everybody else has to go to college.
Has to develop, and there's nothing wrong with developing. It's
nothing at all.
I just want to go on the record to say there's nothing wrong with having to develop. Nothing.
LaMelo Ball hits a 3. It's interesting. Charlotte is playing their starters against the Knicks bench, but it's all good. It's all good.
Listen,
Charlotte is not going to be a team that we're really worrying about as we welcome in Keisha Carter.
Hakeem Olajuwon said this. He told, and Kenny Smith said this. I saw the video. Kenny Smith, Ori. He said he was worried. He said this guy's not really playing. It was the preseason. He said Hakeem Olajuwon told him they don't send these scoring sheets to New York. He told him in other words, these don't count. They don't even send them to New York. They don't even keep preseason stats. After it's reported, after that game and they put it up on the screen, it does not go in the record books about, somebody scored X amount of points in a preseason game. It doesn't matter. Or got this amount of rebounds in a preseason game. Olajuwon told him it doesn't count. They don't even send them to New York.
The most important aspect of the preseason is really game film, because that's where you start to look at tendencies. You start to see how players are developing. And again, it gives you an opportunity to see how NBA ready your young guys are. But even in games like tonight's game, you're not really going to get too much as far as seeing who's NBA ready, because you're not seeing the stars play against the stars, or even the second unit play against the stars. Tonight is like the third. It's like NFL. NFL preseason, when it was 4 games, you got to that third, fourth game in the NFL preseason, the starters didn't even play. Like they didn't even get off the bench. They didn't they just showed Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson are in street clothes today. Like they didn't even suit up. The Knicks are playing their bench tonight.
Isn't this the last? This is the last game, isn't it?
No, it's the next to last game.
Right.
They got one more game against Washington on the 18th, and that's why Tibbs does it. Tibbs does this with 4 preseason games. Well, this year 5, but usually with 4 preseason games. The 3rd or 4th game, Tibbs will give that entire game to the bench, because the final game of the preseason is the audition game. That is the game where we're putting in our regular game plan.
Rotations.
Regular rotations. You're going to, on Friday night Knicks against Washington, you will see the regular Knicks lineup. You will see what you're in for in the regular season on Friday. And again, to reiterate, next Tuesday night, I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do it. I'm trying to work through some things, because
do it like we normally do, after the game.
Well, that's the difficulty. That's the difficult part about it. It's opening night, and I almost feel like we should be doing a watch along that night.
I like that idea.
So I'm working through the details of how I'm.
Because there's two games coming on that night.
Wait, is the Lakers playing? Hold on.
Yes, the Lakers are playing that
after the Knicks.
But Knicks
Boston.
Knicks Boston is the opening night game at 7, and then the Laker game will follow. But 8. and then the Laker game will follow at 10:30. But we're going to see, again, at the TD Garden, Boston will get their 23-24 championship rings against a team that many feel, if healthy, could have knocked off the Boston Celtics last year. So, we get our first look at Jalen Brunson, Katz Bodega, and the new look Knicks as they will prepare. Pacom Dadier with a three from the corner. Nice. He's got a nice looking shot. The kid can play. Kid can definitely play. Yeah, OG Anunoby's is street clothes. Yeah, that's the French first round pick. Kid looks pretty good. Bishop Butler, what's going on, sir? He said, be on in 10 minutes. All right, we here. And we're
Hurry up.
I know you ain't talking. You was late.
He don't need to know that.
He know now because he watching. Dadier makes his free throw. Knicks trail 38-37, 8:40 to go in the second quarter, in the bench game, in the preseason bench game, essentially. Charlotte does have a good number of their starters out, like I said earlier, playing. But, I mean, their starters need to play. I mean, I hate to put it that way. Charlotte's not going to be good this year.
Season.
Charlotte, it's going to be a long season for Charlotte. It's going to be a long season for LaMelo. They were hoping this would be a year where they would be able to begin to take that next step, but, things just are not there for them yet.
Top-heavy East. Top-heavy.
And the East is just way too top-heavy. Deuce McBride, three-pointer, gives the Knicks a lead, 40-38. 7:56 to go. Knicks on a 10-0 run in the last minute and 20 seconds. That's one of the scariest things about this team, whether you're talking about the starters or the bench. There's so much offense on this Knicks team. Do you hear that? They went on a 10-0 run in the last minute and 20 seconds.
They put up points.
Who scores 10 points in 80 seconds?
They put up points very quick. That's the scary part.
Fast pace.
And we got shooting, and again, I don't want to harp on the DiVincenzo thing. I know we're going to get to it.
We're going to get to that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to wait for L to get here.
Right. I know we're going to get to it.
Get into that.
But Landry Shamet is not a piece of garbage.
No, not by a long shot. I mean, listen, he doesn't have the. And I don't even want to make this assertion because it would definitely be a reach and speculation. But I'll say it this way: his demeanor doesn't give off, fiery veteran, but the boy can play basketball.
What's his position?
He's a swing man.
They call him a wing now.
A
They
wing.
call him wing now.
2-3.
Oh.
He's
But
he
played in Brooklyn.
He's played on some good teams. He's played in Brooklyn. He played in Brooklyn
with Durant.
with the big three.
Yes.
Okay.
He played in Phoenix.
With Durant
with Durant and Booker and them in Phoenix as well. So he's definitely
played with Mikal Bridges. He played with Mikal Bridges.
He played with Mikal Bridges
polished.
as well.
He's polished.
Yeah, Landry
Yeah.
Shamet.
He's polished.
For the record, I've always liked Landry Shamet's game. Because I follow these so-called obscure players because, when one of the things that I learned playing video games growing up, one of the things, give you some insight, me and my brother, Pastor Jamel Lewis, when we would play, we would do something a little bit different. Just to keep it interesting, we would create our own teams and we would basically put all the players in an NBA draft pool and we would draft players. And, so like, I'll be honest with you, like Jamel was one of the first ones to be high on Nikola Jokic because of the way we played 2K, and you could see the potential based upon what his ratings were in that game. You could see, okay, this guy was going to be great, and he was dead on about him. I felt that way about Landry Shamet. I drafted Landry Shamet to one of my teams when we played 2K the way we play it with drafting of players. And, it's a fun way to do it, by the way, if anybody wants to try that out. It's a fun way to do it. That way you're not just grabbing superstars, but you're seeing if you can if you know strategy, if you can really coach.
He's a great shooter.
He can shoot.
He can shoot, man.
He can shoot the three
so
ball.
If everybody's worried about outside shooting.
He moves great without the ball. He is a plus defender. He is another cutter and slasher. He's known as a three-ball shooter, but Landry Shamet is really a traditional 2-3 where he is a slasher.
He can
moves
come
well
off
without
screen.
the ball.
You can
Yes.
run him off screens.
You can run him off screens.
Yeah.
He can go back to that old John Starks curl play if we wanted to. He's that kind of player. So, you know, the versatility that comes with having a Landry Shamet, you know, you hate losing DiVincenzo's heart to a certain extent, but quite honestly, you don't lose anything from a basketball standpoint.
Y'all still have Precious?
Yes, Precious Achua is the
I
backup
didn't hear any
four.
updates about him. Okay.
Oh no, he's playing
been
tonight.
playing.
He's been playing.
Oh,
He's playing
okay.
tonight. So the Knicks. So we know the Knicks starters. The Knicks bench currently looks like this. You've got Deuce McBride, Cam Payne, who we stole from the 76ers, who murdered us in the playoffs last year. Cam Payne murdered us.
Another good 3-point shooter.
Another really good 3-point shooter, who's a plus defender. And while it'll be a smallish backcourt with him and Deuce,
But he's a pest.
He's a pest. They're interchangeable in terms of being able to handle the ball and run the point guard position. One can play on the ball one possession and then play off the ball the next possession, which is definitely very good. You can also play them alongside Jalen at times if you wanted to go small.
You want to do small ball. Yeah.
So there are a number of things you can do with that. You've got Landry Shamet, who's your 2-3, who we've already discussed. And then you have Precious Achua, who is your 4-5. Tibbs only really likes to play 9 guys. So you've got your 9 guys right there. And you know, all of these guys can fit into the lineup at various points in various ways. Gives you a lot. I'm looking forward to Friday's game to kind of see what those lineup combinations are going to look like, because for the most part this preseason, Tibbs has pretty much played first unit with first unit, second unit with second unit. But now I'm interested to see when he starts mixing them together and what some of that looks like on Friday night, where you start seeing maybe Precious out there with Cat. And you've got Precious at the 4 or the 5. Because remember, Precious can play the 5. So if you want to get Cat off the 5 for a little while and move him to the 4, you can, and let Precious play the 4 alongside Cat. And that's the advantage of having a floor spacer like Cat as a big. You can play the two of them together. Whereas like last year with Randle and Precious, you couldn't play the two of them together. No spacing at all. No spacing at all.
And there was a stretch when Randle was out. Precious had a great run.
18 games.
Yes. I mean, he was making jump shots at times. He made a few threes during that run. So Precious, he was very big during that stretch when Randle got hurt.
He absolutely was.
And he really kept the Knicks afloat. He doesn't get enough credit. We don't talk about it. But Precious was big during the Randle injury.
Precious was very big. Charlotte now within 47-46. I got to get used to this new scoreboard here. 5:18 to go in the second quarter before halftime. Knick bench holding their own. Tyler Kolek is on, whom we've liked. TJ Warren is on. Tyler Kolek just pulled from 30 feet and nailed it.
Tyler Kolek. We just mentioned him, right?
Tyler Kolek is a problem.
I'm telling you, man, it's going to be hard. He's going to have to play him. I'm telling you, he's going to have. It's going to be. I'm telling you, I don't know what. This is a great problem to have, though. This is such a great.
This is the best problem to have, especially if you're a Knicks fan. You know, this is the best problem to have. Tyler Kolek just hit a 3 from 30 feet out.
From the logo. These guys shooting from the logo.
This Knicks bench, and again, this is not homerism right now. This is just truly watching what they have. The Knicks are, if they're locked in, this is a scary basketball team.
And let me say this, and I don't want anybody saying I'm making excuses, but it's true. We're going to have to give them at least 7 to 10 games to gel and to get their chemistry now and get the rotation together. But once they do, there's going to be a stretch in this season where they're going to run off like 10 to 12 in a row. You watch what I tell you.
Absolutely.
There's going to be a stretch. They did it last year. There was a stretch where they won 13 in a row until Miami. No offense, Key. Until Miami hurt Randle.
Yeah, I don't gotta sit.
Resetting our opening story to give Keisha a chance to weigh in on it. Bishop J. Mack and I have already talked about it. But again, breaking news from Shams Charania of ESPN. Paul George hyperextended his knee. He was evaluated. He will be reevaluated in another week. But what many of you don't know is we have a resident authority here on our podcast on these types of injuries who works in the medical field doing these type and dealing with these types of injuries in Keisha. Keisha, how long would you say a hyperextended knee would keep him out?
I'm gonna give him at least 2 to 3.
So you were just about right, Bishop.
Yeah, because I was saying it's going to be about a month. I
So
was
you
saying
just about right.
Well, I would add a month because, of course, you got to add on physical therapy. You get what I'm saying? So you got to have to get through the flow and everything like that and making sure he's okay. So, yeah, we can add on a month. But, depending on, because what I noticed that they said that it was a bone bruise. Is that correct?
Right.
They
did
mention
say that.
as a bone bruise. So, yeah, that's a month. Oh, yeah, Mikal Bridges in the street clothes, Josh Hart is in the street clothes. The whole starting five's in street clothes tonight. Yeah.
Did y'all see
Yeah,
the?
so
Did y'all see
I'll
the?
give it. I still give it. I'll give it a month.
Did y'all see the picture of the still picture of the injury?
Yeah, I did. I
you
seen it.
You saw it?
Yeah.
I saw it on Instagram.
It didn't look. It looked a lot worse than it ended up being.
Because nobody didn't touch him. He did it on his own.
Non-contact injuries.
But
They're
a lot
the
of those
worst.
injuries happen with him and B.
That way, yep, non-contact.
They're non-contact
And the way
injuries.
he fell to the ground, I was
like we said, Key, we not wishing any hurt. We're not wishing any damages. Hey, Bishop Butler, we're not wishing any
in the
damages.
building.
Yeah,
What up, Black
We're not
Panther?
wishing any
Keisha, what is wrong with
damages or hurt to anybody.
I was about to say, fix your camera, Keisha. Get back in the camera. There you go.
We're not wishing any hurt on anybody. But as we said, we forecasted this, and it's not even the regular season yet. And Paul George is already hurt.
Paul George is hurt, and again, they've already announced that Embiid is never going to play back-to-backs again, and they've held him out the entire preseason. So,
let me just say that when they started to talk about Paul George's injury, they even looked scared. Like, yeah, we hoping for the best. So that should already show you right then and there that it is a bad bruise.
And they're walking a tightrope with this team.
Yeah,
they're gonna be walking a tightrope all season long, trying to nurse these guys to get to the playoffs. And they're basically holding their breath every game that they play. That's what
holding their breath, hoping that nobody doesn't get hurt because they know as soon as somebody gets hurt, it's over. Especially Indeed, okay?
That's it.
Our resident Philly fan is here. Jesse Moore, he says, "Man, we need him for the playoff run." But if he's not healthy, there may not be a playoff run.
Since Jesse is here, can we ask him what happened with Dallas the other day?
Oh,
I wasn't even gonna bring up the Cowboys. They got stomped on.
Butler.
No touchdowns.
Let them rest.
47-9.
No touchdowns. All field.
47. Let them rest, okay, Butler. Let them rest.
They rested in peace.
But I tried to tell these Dallas fans that y'all don't tell us to hush. Don't tell us to hush, Jesse Moore. Don't tell us to hush. I tried to tell you, bro, and you was like, no. I said, listen, when y'all had to sign Ezekiel Elliott back to the team,
you know you're in bad shape.
You know you're in bad shape. Listen, but y'all have no pass rush. All y'all got is speed rushes. Y'all can't stop the run.
Y'all wasn't going nowhere anyway.
They can't stop the run. Right, and Detroit never punted once. They punter had the day off. How the punter get the day off?
Cowboys should be embarrassed.
In the NFL.
On Jerry Jones' birthday.
That was a sad game.
It was on Jerry Jones' birthday, Butler.
Game. I know.
It was he turned 82. I said they was trying to send him to the grave.
With the 8 inches.
Yeah, your pass rushes are hurt, Jesse, but y'all can't stop the run. Your pass rushes are speed rushes. So in order for them to be effective, y'all have to be up by at least 2 touchdowns, and the other team you're playing against has to be forced to pass. That's the only way Michael Parsons is effective. He is not a run stopper.
That
Not
game
at
was
all.
horrible.
He's not a run stopper. You guys don't have a, oh, here we go. Yeah, that's how Trumpsters and Republicans react. When they see what these response, well, their record is still better than the Jets. Ain't nobody even talking about the Jets.
Can y'all beat the Jets?
We haven't even gotten to the Jets yet.
Can y'all
Right,
beat the
here we
Jets?
go.
We will get to the Jets.
Stop deflecting. Stop deflecting, Jesse.
We'll get to the Jets in just a moment. But a quick MLB score update. In the third inning, in the third inning, the New York Yankees lead the Cleveland Guardians 3-0.
Right now?
This is gonna be a sweep. Come on,
3-0 Yankees. The manager of the Guardians has already pulled their ace.
Come on.
In the second inning.
Y'all know this is a sweep.
Garrett Cole has showed up, and can we officially name Stanton playoff Stanton?
Listen, he may very well be the new Mr. October in New
York. Giancarlo.
That's playoff Stanton, baby.
Giancarlo.
He brings it in the playoffs.
Oh, Jesse, I like you now.
Because he said, "Let's go Yanks."
Listen, Jesse all over the place. He got a team, a baseball team in New York, a football team in Dallas, and a basketball team in Philly. You don't want to be no. You don't want to do that, Keisha.
Knicks trail by 3, 2:04 to go in the third quarter. I'm sorry, in the second quarter.
Knicks tied, baby. Knicks tied.
As we play the bench game.
Knicks tied, baby.
Listen, Cleveland. Listen. A-Rod said it last night. Jeter was trying to be nice on the post game. Jeter was trying to be nice.
DDA another 3, game tied.
Jeter was trying to be nice. A-Rod said, "Let's just say it. This is going to be the easiest cake. This is going to be the easiest walk to the World Series for the New York Yankees." That's what he said.
Listen, we saw it when in the wild card round. You saw me. I was putting it in the chat. Down goes Baltimore. Down goes Houston. And L said it immediately, like, if the Yankees don't get to the World Series.
They're getting to the World Series.
They're going to get there.
It's
looking
get
very good. By the Mets. We're going to get beat by the Mets.
But I'm going to tell you, listen.
The Mets have had the Yankees number this year.
Don't make me.
The Mets have had the Yankees number this year,
The Mets are very good. They are very.
And if they knock off the Dodgers.
Well, listen. Did you see how they made Ohtani? Did you see the picture?
Oh, they did fantastic.
Made Ohtani look yesterday.
Yes,
they made that dude look like a AAA ball player yesterday.
Yeah, the Mets were very good yesterday.
On 3 pitches, they struck that dude out yesterday, Key.
The Mets.
3 pitches.
The Yankees.
We may come with a different type of energy, though.
The Yankees right now might be the best team in baseball, but the Yankees might be the best team in baseball, but right now the Mets are the hottest team in baseball.
They are the hottest team. I'm telling you. And that Lindor.
Yeah.
That listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, he should be NL MVP, but the only reason he won't is because Ohtani is 50-50. And he doesn't play. And they already have a precedent. They gave Big Papi the MVP as a DH. So they're going to give him he's going to get the MVP. But Lindor, the season this guy's having, it's ridiculous.
So we segue right there. Let's talking Mets and Yankees. Both teams are 3 wins away currently from having our first Subway Series since 2000.
I have my jersey from that.
The city of New York will be crazy,
and the rest of the country won't care.
they won't. But the interesting thing is, like, I went back and looked at the ratings for the 2000 Subway Series, and those were some of the highest ratings in MLB history, even though it was essentially a regional thing. Yeah. They showed a replay the other day, last night, of Jeter in game, I think it was game 4, leading off the game with a home run. First pitch home. Off of Al Leiter. No. Bobby Jones.
Yeah. First pitch, not first at bat. The first pitch of the game. He
launched it into the bullpen in Shea Stadium, and that reestablished order because the Mets had snuck in won Game 3, and people were like, "Oh, the Mets can get back to the series." He said, "Yeah, ain't gonna be none of that."
Yeah, so they're comparing that Lindor home run yesterday, that leadoff Lindor home run.
Listen, that was huge, and the Mets needed that after the way they lost Game 1. After the way they lost Game 1, they absolutely needed that.
They're resilient. They're resilient.
But speaking of New York teams,
I know where you going, Key. Did you turn on the TV? Did you? I know you did. See, I told you, Key. I knew you were.
We're gonna talk about them in just a minute. We're gonna talk about them in just a minute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's finish the baseball talk.
Yes, sir.
I'm itching.
Before we move on to the other team that occupies the Barclays Center, aside from the Brooklyn Nets.
Did the Liberty choke?
No.
No, they didn't.
We're gonna talk about that in just a
We'll
second.
get to it. I saw the game.
But Judge has struggled this postseason. I think it's just a matter of time before he gets out of it. But
what's going to happen? And when it does, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
That's when if Judge snaps out of this little, I'm not even sure we can call it a slump because he hit a double.
It's a slump. It's a slump now. If you look at his playoff numbers aren't that great.
Knicks by 2 at halftime.
But I wonder why.
What?
I wonder why he's in a slump.
He's young.
He's still trying to hit home runs instead of going for base hits. You take what the pitchers give you.
Right, because the key is, what you see in the regular season. I know this because I played competitive baseball for years. What you see in the regular season and what you see in the playoffs are two completely different things. Pitchers pitch you very differently in the playoffs than they pitch you in the regular season.
You may get one. You'll get one pitch in an at bat, maybe two.
In the playoffs, they don't care.
That you can hit.
Not in the playoffs.
Right. You may get one or two in the at bat where you'll get that mistake over the plate or in a half for the left-handers, down and in for the lefties. You'll get one of those, one or two. You're not getting more than that. They're not going to just throw you a meatball. You're not getting that.
No. And even tonight, Cleveland's manager intentionally walked Juan Soto to get to Judge in the first inning
because they know Judge is struggling. Yeah,
right. So
that's where we need him to get mad.
Right.
That's where we need him to get upset.
Because that's the disrespect.
That's what happened in the Met game yesterday. They walked the bases loaded to get the Viento, and Viento smacked a grand slam on him.
Sure did.
And he said at the end of the game, I felt disrespected.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Yeah,
but listen, I'm not a Mets fan, but I love the passion that team is playing with. I love the passion that team is playing with. It reminds me of those 90s Yankees teams during the dynasty period because that was the other thing. When you look back at that roster, especially that first championship in 96, they were not the best team in baseball. They weren't even the best team in that series. Atlanta was better than them.
But the Yankee bullpen was the
Yankee bullpen was just.
You look at that Yankee bullpen. You had Graham Lloyd.
You had Graham Lloyd. You had Jeff Nelson. You had Mariano was the setup man that year
for John Wetland,
and John Wetland was the closer.
Woo! God,
it was a 5-inning game.
If you didn't score if you weren't ahead by the fifth inning on the Yankees, the game was over.
Game was over. Because those four guys were going to shut you down.
And Graham Lloyd, they got in a late season trade from the Expos. He wasn't doing nothing up there. He wasn't doing nothing.
No, with Montreal, he was doing nothing.
He wasn't doing anything, and that was a masterful. He got to the Yankees, and all of a sudden, it's like the pinstripes made him a dominant reliever again.
Mystique and aura.
Yeah, listen.
The ghost of 171st and River Avenue.
Man, I listen. That old Yankee Stadium.
Oh yeah, that was the play. That was the building. That was the building.
That's the one time I say in baseball.
Yeah. That
was a true home field advantage. Playing in Yankee Stadium was a true home field advantage for the Yankees.
Keisha, that stadium would literally shake.
It would rock. It would move when they cheered.
You could feel
I went to the Yankee game, remember?
No, you was at New Yankee. Yeah, you was at New Yankee.
Yeah, but you went to the new.
I'm talking about.
I walked past where the old Yankee Stadium was.
That old Yankee Stadium.
Yankee Stadium would shake during the playoffs. Other teams said it. It would literally shake because
teams were intimidated going in.
Yeah, nobody wanted to play in old Yankee Stadium in the playoffs against.
In October, they did.
They wanted no parts of it.
It's cold. It's cold. You got that fall field. And Yankee fans are relentless in that. We're relentless in that stadium. They were throwing batteries. They were throwing batteries at the
and old Yankee Stadium was one of the last baseball stadiums with great sight lines to where it was as big as it was. Even though left and right field are cavernous, it still felt like a bandbox because the fans were right on top of you.
Yeah, the short porch in left field, 314 down the line. That was an advantage for lefties in that.
Yep.
Listen, for Tino Martinez and for Tino
and what's my man name? Paul O'Neill.
Yes, Paul O'Neill. Yeah. So listen. That
Sam. It was Madison Square Garden in the Bronx. Absolutely true.
I was gonna say,
I love the analogy
to the Knicks.
It's very. I say this, and I've had a chance, and also Bishop J Mac has had the opportunity to. We've had the opportunity to go to professional sports game venues in other parts of the country, and I'm not saying it because I'm a New Yorker. It's just true. There is no place like New York, and there is nothing like New York fans. It's just a different atmosphere.
I went to the Amway Center. It was the third game the Knicks had picked up Carmelo Anthony. We were on vacation, and I begged my wife, "Come on, babe, we got to get tickets. I got to see Melo. I can't wait we got tickets, and we went to the Amway Center, and I saw Carmelo, and that's when Dwight Howard was in his heyday, down there. Listen, let me tell you, it was such a whack experience.
Right?
Oh man,
it was. And there was New York fans in there, but it was just so whack.
I'm gonna make you mad, Keisha, and I don't
do it. That's whack.
I'm gonna really make you mad, Keisha.
You gonna talk about Miami Heat? I know you going. I know you
lives
going.
in Miami, and I went down there for like 3 weeks. I just needed to get out of New York for a while. There was a lot going on. I had to take a break. We went to a Heat game, and I'm talking about it was like Heat Lakers, and it was dead. And I'm like, I'm not used to this. I'm used to being in an arena where firstly, Miami is one of the latest arriving crowds I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't know what it was like. We pulled up to American Airlines Arena. That's what it was called back then. It wasn't the Cassius Center. It was American Airlines Arena.
Right.
We pulled up to American Airlines Arena, and we pulling into the parking lot, and I'm like, where are the people?
Home.
Right. Tip-off is at 7:40. We pulled into the arena at 7:15 and got a great parking spot. That was issue number 1.
Park at the door.
Pretty much.
What?
We was practically in VIP parking. That's how close we were to the front. At 7:15 for a 7:40 game.
Miami is not a real good sports town.
It's not though.
They're not
unless you're the Dolphins.
Not even them either.
Not the Marlins.
Not unless you're the Dolphins. Unless you are the Miami.
That's true, Sam. After the game, the 4 train smelled terrible.
Miami University football.
Now
yes.
Yes.
The Hurricanes.
College football, yeah.
College football is more popular than the professional sports teams.
Mm-hmm.
Because
when you have drafts, I believe it was the 2005. What was the year that Rock got drafted, or that Rock didn't get drafted? It was the Warren Sapp year, because Warren Sapp came in and took Rock's spot. It was like 90.
It was in the heyday of the Hurricane. Yeah. It was in their heyday.
I checked it
when
out.
Jimmy Johnson was down there.
They had 38 draft picks in that class.
Yeah. Florida was the hotbed for football.
School, there's only 53 players on the team. They sent 38 to the NFL.
Between Miami Hurricanes, the Florida Gators, and in Florida State. Between those three schools in Florida, Miami was the epicenter for football in the 90s. You look at all the top players. You look at Prime. You look at Ray Lewis. You look at Ed Reed. You look at what's the running back name? Oh man.
Which one? There were a couple of them.
McGahee.
Oh, Willis McGahee.
All of those dudes from the state of Florida. There was everybody was drafted from one of those three schools.
Yeah. Miami, FSU, and the University of Florida.
Florida Gators, all three.
It was, those schools were juggernauts.
I gotta go to Florida. No problem.
Go to Florida for what?
I gotta go to Miami.
For what?
Miami's a party town. I was just down there this summer. I cruised out of Miami. They just a party. That's a party town. That's all they do.
No, Miami is party city.
That's all they do. No matter what day of the week, it's always a party there. Always.
I gotta go down there and get my life insurance.
You hear this?
You gotta go all the way to Miami to get your life insurance. Nobody's paying you no mind. Shifting gears, the WNBA Finals continue this week. The series is tied at a game apiece. Minnesota Lynx, Nafisa Collier against her bestie, Breanna Stewart, and the New York Liberty. New York has blown a total of 35-point leads in this series, 18 in game 1, 17 in game 2. 17, they were able to pull it out. Game 2, they were able to pull it out by going on a 12-0 run to close out the game. But with 2.5 minutes to go, that game was 68-66. So, Keisha, what's happening in Liberty Town?
Y'all know I was in depression. Okay.
We had to pray for you.
Bishop McCann was like, Key, you're gonna watch the game. I said, no, I'm not, and I did it. I was literally like, yo, what is this?
Listen,
score?
when you said you was turning the game on and Minnesota started coming back, I started to text you and go, cut the game off, please.
You might not want to look right now.
You are clearly the jinx. Cut the game off. You are clearly the problem. Turn the game off.
My whole thing was that they was doing so well for the first 2 quarters. And then when it came to the third quarter, I don't know what happened. They was missing shots. The turnovers was crazy. They had the most turnovers in I don't know how many minutes. It was just insane. And I was just like, what happened with that first game?
You know who helped them in game 2? Lainey Hamilton.
Yeah.
She was.
You see my girl?
But
she was huge.
But she's a shooting guard. That's what they got her there for.
She was huge.
I forgot what team she was on. I forgot.
But she's been more for her defensive presence. She hasn't really asserted her offensive game. But as they see, it's necessary for her to assert her offensive game, especially in this series, because my biggest takeaway is the fact that we have yet to really get a good game from Sabrina Ionescu yet.
Right. They've been pretty pedestrian games. She did okay game 2.
Yeah.
Because she came out with 12 points in the first quarter. She set the tone. But yeah, you're right. We haven't had a dominant game from her.
No, we haven't. But so let me just, in her defense, I would say that she has been in and out a little bit throughout the whole time, throughout the playoffs. She has. Because even when she was playing against Connecticut, it was in and out. Not Connecticut. What's the other team that they was playing before the Lynx? Who was they playing? Aces. There was one game she didn't score at all. She only
Vegas
had
put
2
the clamps
points because of a foul. Free throws.
Yeah, Vegas put the clamps on it.
But that's why game 2 was so important, because they weren't able to just collapse their defense on Sabrina and Stewie. Now you had that third scorer out there. You had Hamilton. You had Lainey Hamilton out there. I mean, she's knocking down the mid-range. She's knocking down the 3. She's driving the ball. So you had that third. You really had 3 players. You had a good
rotation.
They had a good rotation out there.
And defensively, they did a great job. She did a great job on Courtney Williams.
Yes.
Because Courtney Williams has been having the playoffs of a lifetime.
Her crossover is ridiculous.
And
ain't it though?
It really is.
You gotta give that to her.
You
gotta
really
give
seen her step into her own as the Robin to Nafisa Collier's Black Batman. And, you know, Nafisa's going to be Nafisa. And she's been absolutely fantastic.
They can't stop that fadeaway free throw line jumper. That's unstoppable. You can't stop that. That's true, that's money.
Sam, and I want to see more from Jonquel Jones. Jonquel Jones is too big not to be taking advantage. Listen, Nafisa is going to be Nafisa on the offensive end. But if Minnesota's going to keep putting Nafisa on Jonquel Jones on the defensive end, I'm sorry. Jonquel Jones has to abuse Nafisa Collier on the defensive end.
For her to be a big...
That size, yeah. That size, yeah.
I used to play the 4 and the 5. Maybe sometimes the 3. For her size, she should be dominating. Nobody shouldn't be getting nothing on her.
She gets on my... I'm going to be honest with you.
She's like glass sometimes.
She gets on my nerve because... She doesn't play like a big.
Doesn't.
She gets the rebound, and instead of they teach you this is basketball 101. Everybody, you keep the ball above your head with the smaller player. She comes down every time.
Every time.
They taught us that in elementary school.
It's not even like she's coming down and bouncing the ball to bring it back up.
No,
she's just bringing it down.
Yes. And she gets on my nerve with that.
She does it every time. And every time she does that, she gets blocked. You know how many times she got blocked on the last game?
Yes, I do. That's why I'm saying it, King.
Way too many.
Why we bringing the ball down? So the guards and the forwards can get it. You the biggest thing out there. Keep the ball above your head. Pivot. Use those elbows. Make some space. Bank it off the glass. Let's go down the other end.
I will be bodying that whole freaking nobody will be
with
getting
a 3
nothing
puts
on
the
me.
Knicks back up by 1.
She gets on my nerve. I'm telling you.
She does. Bishop, like, I don't understand how she and if I don't know if you guys noticed, she gets into a lot of dumb fouls.
Fouls.
Like, these fouls are so stupid, and some of them are just not at the right time. And it's like
yeah, I don't understand her. I mean, she puzzles me. You know, she should be the third option on the team. She really easily. Yeah, but she's not, and that's why now you got to rely on Laney. You got to on Laney Hamilton. You got to rely on her because she's going to get in foul trouble, or she's going to she gets frustrated easy. That's the other thing. She's always out there frustrated. She loses her confidence every time. Yeah. That's all I got to say. I ain't gonna kill her. That's all I want to say about her. But
Bishop L, you here? You awfully quiet.
He watching that Knick game.
I am watching the Knick game, and I'm sending out a very important text to somebody. I'm sorry.
Okay. Everything all right?
You must be sending it to the Green League. The Green. Oh, sorry. Anyway,
we don't do that. Should I be expecting a text message from you, Bishop Butler?
No.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure it had nothing to do with us. No, I'm sorry. Fellowship business is being taken care of as well. So
this is a church podcast.
We shifted into convocation mode. I apologize, guys.
Yeah. So we
don't you mean empowerment mode?
No.
That's right. No. Convocation is next month, November.
Yep. We're shifted into convocation mode. Okay.
I will be there.
Will you now?
I am.
So
she wants to hear Barbara Calloway.
I want to hear my girl.
Asking for preferred seating.
I ain't mad at that.
I gotta be up front.
The man, the myth, the legend, Pastor David
That's
Wright.
Right. That's
is in
right.
The building.
My man is here.
The number one.
No.
Listen to this. The number one draft pick.
No.
Yeah.
D-Lo, what is the mute?
I am just going to say this.
The number one draft pick, Bishop.
My man is here. My man is here. His Bible study
is over. And I'm going to be here.
He is signed.
He's a leader. He's not a follower.
He is signed and under contract.
I am here. And I'm going to be here.
Bishop D-Lo. He's signed and under contract. The number one draft pick.
There is no free agency.
None. None.
There are no potential trades on the table, and he is not on the trading block.
We're not cutting it. We're not cutting anybody.
We're not cutting him. In fact, he's an integral part of why we're so good at what we're doing.
Contract, huh?
Exactly.
The max out contract.
So,
Yo, ain't that Nick? I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't
No,
gonna-
24 hours. 24 hours, Dave.
no, that's expired. That's expired. So we moved on.
You got
All
24 hours.
So Dave is here, Ella's here. So we're getting ready to shift gears. We've had a great conversation so far. So now that Dave's here, let me quickly reset the room. I need everybody, jump on who is on already. I need you to like, share, tag, and comment. I need you to like the post, share it on your timeline, tag another sports lover because church folks love sports too.
It's about to go
Comment
down.
because we got a bunch of preachers
Davey
here.
Come on. Davey
It's
come
about
on
to
like,
go down.
every time Davey come on, it looked like he just got out the barber chair. You know what? Let me start.
Let me finish my reset. Don't forget, tomorrow you can download the podcast, audio only version, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. But you're here with us tonight. Don't forget to continue to join in the comments. Davey, we've covered a lot already.
You here to see my pretty face.
We've talked about Philly, the 76ers being in trouble already, with Embiid being brought along very, very slowly, and also announced that he'll never play back-to-backs again. With the fact that, that's been announced. He will never play back-to-backs again. They're holding him out for the entire preseason. Also, Keisha gave us...
He'll never play back-to-backs again as in through the season?
Yes.
Oh, they gonna lose. They not... So what if that back-to-back, what if the second game of that back-to-back is against our boys?
Right. So
They're willing to
You
concede.
already know what's gonna happen.
They're willing to
concede that game
for the sake of the playoffs. That's what they're saying.
And we talked about that. Philly can't afford to finish behind New York and Boston again this year because
So he only
it gives
playing.
them.
Wait, hold up. So he
Nice
only playing,
pass! Oh my God!
So
We
he
gotta
only
talk
playing
about this
41
topic.
games?
He's not playing if it's a back-to-back. Like if they got two
If it's
back-to-back.
back-to-back games, it's not happening.
If
So,
they got a game,
what-
if they got a day off in between, he's okay.
Yeah.
But you know, there's days that sometimes they have back-to-back.
Right, it might be a Tuesday, Wednesday. So
Right. He's not going to play on.
If
Yeah,
it's
he's
a
not going to play
Tuesday
one.
at home
Yo,
against
don't that-
Phoenix and then a Wednesday in New York against the Knicks, they got to decide which one of those games
But
he's
don't
playing
that
and which
take
one
him
he's not
out?
playing.
That take him out of the running for MVP, don't it? Because you got to
Yeah.
play 70 games.
Well, it all depends on how many back-to-backs they have. So the league has tried to cut down on the amount of back-to-backs, but essentially he's built in. He's going to miss at minimum 5 or 6 games just from that built-in back-to-backs that we have in the league. Because every team plays about 5 or 6 back-to-backs. But then on top, to compound the situation, Sham Charania, who is now the NBA insider, reported that Paul George is already injured. Hyperextended knee.
We called it.
Bone bruise, and according to Keisha, who is our resident expert where it comes to physical therapy and all things that have to do with the ligament damage and orthopedic medicine, he's going to be out about a month.
3 to 4 weeks.
Orthopedic.
Wow.
Orthopedic.
Listen,
3 to
hey, Keisha
know
was
you
right
ain't
about your
traumatized.
prognosis too.
She was on the money with yours.
She was on the money with yours. So I mean, at this point, she has proven to me that she knows what she's talking about. So she said 3 to 4 weeks for him, and the season starts next week. So you've got a guy that's gonna miss the first month of the season. And this was your big free agent acquisition, who was also a max player.
And he's going to get
the first
saved
month
your
of the
life.
season.
and I'll venture to say,
Which means he's going to miss the first 2 games against the New York Knicks.
I'm going to venture to say he's going to get hurt again in the season. He's going to get hurt again. And Embiid is going to get hurt down the line in the season. That's a given. He's going to get hurt.
And it's going to be Tyrese
wishing
Maxey and a bunch of bums.
Yeah, nobody's wishing it. Nobody's hurt. But this is what Philly signed up for, everybody.
Yeah.
This is what they signed on for.
We could have got
Great
Paul
defense
George,
there
but
by
we
Landry
decided
Shamet.
on Mikal Bridges instead.
Exactly. Because again, you got to look at it. Paul George is long in the tooth now. This guy's he's no spring chicken. He's no spring chicken. So I mean, listen, Philly basically putting all their eggs in the basket too. They're going for it.
Miles McBride's confidence is ridiculous right now.
It's ridiculous.
Now, speaking of eggs in the basket.
Hold on. I'm not going to hold you, though. I was kind of wishing for Embiid to get hurt after what he did purposely.
What he did to Mitch. I get it, but we don't. I wasn't wishing for Paul George to get hurt.
Hold that. You know I'm Brooklyn. I don't care. Hold that.
He's been on his energy.
We're not supposed to wish for injuries on people, but
Brooklyn energy all week. Okay.
Well, it can't. Listen, he hurt. He gonna be out, and like she said, they said they reevaluating him in a week. So we don't know what the reevaluation gonna be when they reevaluate him in a week.
It's gonna be the same.
He didn't say in 3 to 4 weeks. It could be longer.
It's gonna be the same reevaluation just Julius Randle had.
Right.
The same reevaluation Julius Randle had.
And I can't wait till we get to that because I've been waiting to talk about this.
We gotta get to the other topic. Go ahead, D-Lo. I'm waiting.
So I'm trying to think where I want to go right now.
You gonna go right where you supposed to go? Go ahead.
Where he supposed to go? I'm lost.
Because I'm waiting.
Where we at? Wait. She want to talk about how is it possible for Aaron Rodgers to control the Jets?
No, I'm not even talking about that. Go ahead,
she's not
D-Lo.
even there yet. She's ready to go to the big news from Sunday's game between the Knicks and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
with Donte beeping at him.
Let's just get right to it.
My boy came with the energy at that game.
That's what happens when they let you run the show. He denied it in the press conference. But that's what he said. He denied it in the press conference, but that's what he said.
I need the interview.
The ESPN vantage point. You saw what he said.
I need y'all to pull up that interview.
No, we saw.
He denied it in the locker room that he denied that he said that.
I wanted to play the enhanced audio version,
right?
Which gives us an idea. Either way, even if he was, he says he was joking with Tibbs, he wasn't smiling when he said it.
Nope.
You know what? I still like the dude. He got heart. He it proved that he wanted to be here. He got heart. And that's just who he is. That's who he was when he was here.
He chose New York over Minnesota last year.
Yes.
Because Minnesota was a finalist as well. He said that.
I'm not mad at, and I'm gonna be honest. I know Butler got a different take, and I'm ready for it.
Bishop.
I know Butler got a different take, but I gotta agree with Pastor Dave on this. The man was hurt. He wanted to be a Knick. He loved being a Knick.
Yo,
and being with his best friend.
Yo, ain't nobody knocking that. Like, yo, check this.
And because he's clear, Jalen is his best friend. He was in Jalen's wedding this summer.
Nobody is knocking that. Yo, ain't nobody wanted to see him go. To me, honestly, I wish he would have got a buyout and came back, to be honest with you.
Well, Minnesota wanted him.
Right.
That's why they wouldn't take Julius under knowing the circumstance.
Right.
And not only
because
that,
we offered Julius and Mitch, and they didn't want Mitch.
They didn't want the damaged goods.
Of course not.
There was no other player that could have gone into that trade except for Donte, because the money is the only way. If the money matched, they had to match that money.
Well, the money didn't really match anyway, because we still ended up having to, again, shout out to Brock Aller, who is our capologist in New York, who is a genius. He figured out that if there were players on our team that while they didn't play for us anymore, because they ended the season with us, we could actually sign them
for $1 more,
for $1 over the minimum in order to put them into the trade. And then on top of that, we sent the money to Charlotte to make sure that each of those players got their contracts guaranteed. So listen, respect to the Knicks for that.
Let me finish what I was saying. I'm not hating. Let me not hating. I'm not mad at DiVincenzo for being hurt. Okay, I get it. He wanted to be here. I get it, right? But it's over now. Yo, it's over.
Dang,
Latest
so
3 weeks
harsh.
old. It's
no
over.
heart towards his old player on the team. No
So
heart.
harsh.
You're not on my team no more. You're not on my squad no more. That's it. It's over. You're not here no more. You're not here no more. You don't affect jersey sales no more. We got to move on because at the end of the day, if it comes down between us Knicks and y'all, I'm going with my boys. And I don't care how sentimental you are.
You know what? I'm not surprised by this because this is how he treats pastors that leave New Life Covenant too.
Oh my God!
I'm not surprised.
You're not here no more.
I'm not surprised.
Listen, no hard feelings.
Listen, this is my brother. I can be real.
No
I
hard
see
feelings.
it. I watch it unfold.
Exactly.
If
The
you
only
leave
person-
the covenant,
No,
you
wait. Let me say this.
excommunicated.
The only person that got a pass for it
J-Mac.
was Mr. McCants. He the only
That
one.
was it. That was it.
Only one.
Everybody else,
Because he been my ride or die. J-Mac been my dude for 25 years.
right?
Like,
Since before there was a New Life Covenant, so that's
right.
different.
So I get it. I understand it. But yo, you're not here no more. You ain't here no more. Go ahead.
They
Go ahead.
did that all for Jalen.
No, don't do that.
No,
Don't
no.
do that.
Well, no, wait, fellas.
Jalen wanted his boy gone.
Jalen's father has something to do with that. I don't care.
No.
what
No, he
none of y'all
didn't.
say.
No.
I
I
don't care what none of y'all say.
I think
so what
Jalen-
was the
I think
argument?
I
So what
think
was the argument between
Rick
him
Brunson-
and Jalen's father then?
Okay.
He was talking to Tibbs. He thought
No,
Jalen
he
Palmer
wasn't. He wasn't talking to
to
Tibbs.
Let
Was
me
not
offer.
talking to Tibbs.
Let me offer some
Jalen's
context.
father has something to do with that trade. I don't care what none of y'all say.
No. First of all, they're not going to ask a second-tier assistant coach what he thinks of the trade.
He
If-
has
if
something
it's
to
not-
do with that
no,
trade
he
because his
didn't.
son is on the
That's
team.
not-
Mark my
not
very
how,
words.
That's not how the NBA works.
Okay.
I don't.
Let me
But
give you
even
some
if he
context.
did, hold on, Lolo. Even if he did, so what? So
Okay.
what?
Dirty mess. Dirty business.
So what?
Dirty
At the end of the day, the goal is to put the
Landry
best
Shamet for
team-
3.
The goal is to put the best team on the floor
Absolutely.
that gives us the best chances of winning an NBA championship. We are in win mode now. We are in win now mode. We are
Shout
not
out
in
to Jalen's father.
We are not in rebuild. So what? If it was Jaden's father, then and what? And if that's who
did it.
DiVincenzo was talking to, when he said that's what happens when he let you run the show, then okay, whatever.
And
What?
that's who he was talking to.
Okay.
That's what
and-
he said. That's
Well,
why I
obviously-
said for y'all to
well-
pull up the interview. Because
well,
that's what he said.
obviously an NBA vet, because Rick Brunson is an NBA vet. He's been in this league for 30-something years. Obviously, he saw something in Cat that he didn't see in you. And even though you his son's boy, you had to go.
He saw his son to be a star. He wanted
Pick
to
me.
make sure his son remains a star.
Pick me. Okay.
I'm not
let
going
me
with that.
let me give.
Can I say something, Bishop D-Lo? Because I got cut off.
It's for the chip. At
Go
the
ahead.
end of the day, DiVincenzo's not giving the Knicks what Cat gonna give him.
J-Mac, go ahead, please.
He
Come
not.
on,
guys
you
going
can't
on.
do
He
that.
not.
You
He's
can't
not
do
gonna
that.
give the Knicks what Cat gonna give him, and you know.
Bella,
Can
you
I-
really
can I-
want to hear and say that?
Can-
that he
can-
wasn't going to be
can-
able to give the Knicks anything?
Keisha, you
Come
and L,
on.
could y'all let us back in the conversation?
Nah, because she's a Knick hater.
She is, absolutely.
He's a Knick hater.
Go ahead.
But
I'm
he's
gonna come back with something. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead, but I'm gonna come back with something. I
So
got something for
I
you.
want to.
All right, Dave.
As I said, I agree with Pastor Dave on this one. I'm totally in agreement with him. But let's not forget how all of this started. It all started because Randle refused to sign an extension. He did not sign he did not want the extension, everybody. That's how this deal came to fruition. Remember, this deal been on the table. It was on the table.
Oh, crap!
D-Lo. Go ahead, Bishop.
I'm sorry. Landry Shamet just went down with an apparent wrist injury.
Oh,
That's not a wrist. That's not a wrist injury. That's his shoulder. His shoulder was dislocated just now.
over. Go ahead.
So he probably out for the season.
He's out. That's it.
How? I mean, he got ball on that. How you dislocate your shoulder stripping somebody of the ball?
Did you
Go ahead,
see
Bishop.
the replay?
I just saw the replay. Yeah.
Did you see the shoulder come out of play?
Yeah.
I know a little thing. I know a thing or two about dislocations.
I'm glad you know.
Randle,
Shut up.
Randle, guys, Randle, ladies and gentlemen, did not want to sign. And remember, this deal for Cat been on the table from the Knicks, but it was Randle and Robinson. And they told Minnesota, we're going to leave it on the table.
Yeah, y'all come back to it.
It had nothing to do with the fact that Cat was about to be a free agent?
Cat's not a free agent. Cat's signed for the next
Next
5
year.
years. No. Cat
he
is
wasn't
in
gonna be a free
Cat
agent?
is in
No.
the first year of a supermax.
Of a supermax contract.
5
he's
years,
got him for 4 more
$52
years.
million
We got him for
per
4
year.
years. This had to do with
I'm
Randle.
talking about with Minnesota.
No,
wasn't gonna
he's
be
in
a
the
free
first
agent next year?
No, he's in the first year of
The
a
Knicks
supermax.
took on his contract.
Yeah, he's in the first year of a supermax.
And that's what I'm telling you.
He has a 4-year. He has a 4-year.
He getting $50 million a year.
5-year contract, 4 years player option in the 5th.
And he getting $50 million a year.
A year.
50 mil.
He getting 50. He getting $50 million.
You think that's
bands
a lot
year.
with New York taxes, though?
Huh?
Don't matter. He can
That's
pay
a
him.
lot with New York taxes compared to if he would have been in Minnesota?
He can pay him with.
Yes.
He can pay him. Yeah,
It's still a lot of money.
but he can pay him with the money he getting.
I'll take it.
Me, right.
$50 million a year?
I'll find a
Right.
way to pay my taxes with $50 million a year.
You
But
get
I'll start a
creative.
church and be tax
all.
exempt.
You,
Call it Town Temple.
but let's not forget the Knicks were ready to ride with Randle.
Yep.
Let's not forget that. Because everybody's forgetting this piece of it. Randle the ball was in Randle's court. He refused Key to sign this. He wouldn't take a player-friendly deal like Brunson. He wanted Supermax.
He wanted Carl Anthony Towns money.
He wanted Carl Anthony Towns money, and the Knicks were not going to do that for Julius Randle. That's why he's out of here.
Well,
That's
they
why.
wasn't going to put no money into somebody that just dislocated their shoulder. They wasn't
Right.
gonna-
Yeah. He wasn't getting that. I agree. I totally agree with that. He wasn't getting that.
The very first question in his Minnesota Timberwolves introduction interview was, "Hey, well, Julius, do you plan to re-sign with the Timberwolves?"
Exactly.
The very first question. No question about the trade. No question about were you shocked about the trade. No question about were you a little surprised about the trade. No question. The very first question was, will you plan to re-sign with the Minnesota Timberwolves? And do you know what his response was? Of course. I want to be someplace where they want me.
But that's what you say
what
at
he
the
said.
press conference on your first day.
I
You
was
don't
gonna
say that.
say that. That's
You're
what he
not
was
saying that
talking
in
about in the chat.
negotiations.
It's different. in
No,
the
you're not
press
saying that in
conference.
negotiations, but of course, that's the first question. Everybody wants to know, is he going to re-sign? First of all, Julius, you ain't getting no Supermax deal.
That's what he looking for.
Well, he could look for it all he want. He'll be playing in China before it happens.
I agree. I agree.
Might as
But
well go
I
overseas.
wanted
Julius
us
Randle
to
is
make
not
sure.
a supermax player.
I wanted to make sure we understood how all of this came to be. It came to be because Julius Randle rejected the Knicks offer.
And Jalen's father.
That is why we are here.
Will you stop with the Jalen's father?
I'm telling you.
Nah, it wasn't because of Jalen's father. Julius Randle, he wanted a max contract.
I wouldn't
Jalen's
care
father.
if it was Jalen's father, Key. I wouldn't care.
Nah,
Listen,
it ain't.
you're very familiar with fathers doing whatever they want on teams. So let's not start there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shoot.
Oh,
Let's
wow.
not do that.
Familiar
Let's not
with
do it.
fathers having control on teams.
And you must be very familiar with a player that wants to control and tell the coach to be fired too. You must be familiar with that.
Well,
It is what
listen,
it is.
but you saw in the chat, none of us condoned that behavior.
None of us did. None
None
of
of
us
us condoned that behavior.
None of us.
And that's our
condoned.
team. I keep
I
trying
gotta
to tell
go
you,
back
Keisha,
to
we are very consistent. Go ahead, Dave.
Get your point in
I
before you
gotta go
leave.
back to Donte DiVincenzo, man, because I think you see New Yorkers, we fall in love with players that got heart, and we know it might not be chip worthy, but we love him. And we had to trade this dude while he had his best season. We
His
traded
value
him
is
while
at
his
we traded him while his
value
value was at its highest.
while his
Absolutely.
value was at its highest. And I'm
Hello.
He
looking
is
back,
the one that enabled us to get Karl Anthony Towns.
Go get him.
yes, I was
Go
looking
get him.
back at because Starks had that kind of heart that we see with DiVincenzo.
Yo, these niggas
What if we would have traded
They're
Starks
going
at his
down.
peak?
hurt in this game. I'm like, come on.
Right.
What help could we have gotten Patrick Ewing if we traded John Starks at his peak instead of falling in love with his heart?
That was Pat Riley.
And
Well,
Pat
New
Riley
York
left
fell
him.
in love with
and since you mentioned PE 33,
Welcome back.
why can't we think that PE 33 said, yo, you know what? This team is a center away from its dream. Why I gotta be Rick Brunson? Okay, yeah, he happens to be PE 33's teammate, but it ain't got to be Rick Brunson.
Well, Patrick has more input than Rick Brunson does.
I'm sure he
he
does.
does. Yes, he does.
What if Pat was the one that said, yo, you go get Cat right now?
So
Because
y'all really gonna sit here and tell me that altercation that happened on the court with Brunson's father has nothing to do with it? Go ahead, D-Lo. Just
It does.
I have to. Let me give you some.
And
Ow.
DiVincenzo almost got the crap smacked out of him too by Rick Brunson, to be honest.
Let me give you some insight.
DiVincenzo was sitting there. He was gonna take his own. He
I
was
hope he
scared of
saw
that
it.
man.
Now that white boy was gonna get some black smacked in him.
That
He
boy
was
from
gonna-
Camden.
He's
Brunson,
about to
He
get some
was a
black.
little
Brunson from Camden.
He
Nah,
was a little
Nah.
no punk.
And
that white
Camden ain't
boy,
nothing but a
that
down south brown
red
skin.
hair was about to
Camden.
turn black. That red
He
hair was about to
wasn't
turn
looking like
black.
no
Let me
punk.
give you
Whatever.
some context into the character of Rick Brunson. Rick Brunson, while he was a journeyman, one of the reasons why he stuck around on the Knicks for so long, everybody has said this, was because of his fire. He is a competitor at heart, and he instilled that in his son. Between the lines, Rick Brunson is old school. Once you take off the jersey, you not one of us no more. So all that joking and crap back and forth,
You
we
ain't
don't do
one of
that.
us.
He has something to do with it. I don't
He
care.
had
You
nothing
ain't
to
one
do
of
with
us.
it. He had nothing to do with the trade. Rick Brunson doesn't have that kind of clout. Now, I do feel like Donte may have felt some sort of way toward Rick because, not for nothing, Rick has Tibbs's ear on the bench. That is evident. Brunson has Tibbs's ear on the bench, and maybe he has some animosity toward that. But front office decisions, he ain't got no say in that.
I do think they asked Tibbs.
Absolutely.
And I think Tibbs signed off on it.
Listen, you got to remember that they
I
always
agree with that, Key. Now, I'll
they
say that.
always ask
I'll
for
say that too.
DiVincenzo. They
I'll
always
say
ask for
that.
DiVincenzo, and the Knicks said no initially. It wasn't until the Robinson's diagnosis came out that he wasn't going to be ready that the Knicks finally said, "Okay, we gotta make this
And
deal."
Randle not re-signing.
Yeah,
Randle
those two
said
things.
no.
Randall's contract, and then because actually even with that, J-Mac, I think they would have still started the season with Randall had Robinson been ready to go because
Yes,
they could have
that's what
flipped
I'm
him at
saying.
the trade deadline.
There
They
was
still
a
could
lot
have flipped
of-
him at the trade deadline.
There was a lot of dominoes that fell.
It became a necessity once we
Yes.
saw that Robinson wasn't coming back because they said, hey, take Randall and Robinson. They said, no, we want Randall and DiVincenzo. The Knicks said no.
Because they were waiting to see if they could sign Randall. Because they offered Randall, but Randall wanted max money. There was no way. Look at this. Again, we said this 2 weeks ago.
It was like the Donovan Mitchell deal. The Knicks held off on re-signing R.J. Barrett until Danny Ainge decided to act crazy and try to ask for every single draft pick in the vault. And the Knicks was like, yeah, nah. And then they gave R.J. his extension.
Don't forget this other domino, and I mentioned it 2 weeks ago. They made Brunson the captain.
Yep.
Exactly.
they made Brunson the captain.
Exactly.
And once they made him the captain, this was a deal that was talked about. We're going to make you the captain. You take a lesser deal. You take less money. We're going to build a team around you. We moving away from Randle. We'll keep him if he want to stay. He can roll with us, but we making we gonna build a team around you.
Right.
Brunson.
That decision was made.
That was a back deal made in the office, and they decided to put the C on him.
I didn't finish my sentence. I didn't
They
say
put
that.
the C on him, and they put that C on him, and I can guarantee you this. When they did that Butler, when they did that Key, when they did that Dave and D'Lo, when they did that, it was already understood Randle wasn't signing. It was already understood Randle wasn't coming back when they did that, when they made that decision.
And so therefore,
they knew
you ain't with us no more.
Yes.
Bye, nigga.
They
out
knew.
Of here. Go to Minnesota.
Come on, brother. Come on.
Go to Minnesota.
Yo, how do you just
Minnesota.
dismiss a player like that?
Go to Minnesota and learn
how
how
do
to
you dismiss a player like that? I want you
go
to
to
do the same thing
Minnesota
to your
and
friend.
learn how to skate.
I want you to do the same thing to your friend out there that's out there moving funny. Do the same thing to him. Move with him like that. How you move like that with that?
He who shall not be named. We're not even doing that.
Move with him like that. Okay.
Nope. Y'all take this conversation offline.
Key, you already know how I rock. So you challenge me.
And Julius Randle sort of writing on the wall.
Yes, that's my
he
point,
put the vote like start saying, I'll take whatever role I gotta take. And then he started giving money to schools and all.
Yes. He was trying to buy his way into New York. That's what I'm saying. He knew.
He went to CCC and bought new pews and all that stuff, man.
Look at this. Look at this, Dave. Look at this. Look at this. The man was here long before Brunson was. They didn't give him the C.
He wasn't worthy of it.
That's what I'm saying.
He wasn't worthy of it.
It's all about this. When it was this.
Plenty of times that y'all didn't like him. Y'all was not feeling.
You don't live this down in New York.
Key, hold on.
Y'all said it plenty of times y'all didn't like him.
Keisha, you're misinformed. Before you came on this show, welcome. We're glad that you're here now. We was here before you were here. And before you came on this show, we was already giving Randle the business. He was
I said that. That's what I just said. I said
they were giving. I was with Randle. They were giving him the business because that was still 25 and 10.
Exactly.
No,
Davey was with Randle. Thank you, Davey.
Davey was with Randle. Davey was with Randle because Davey did not have his prophetic eye. That's why Davey was pissed off when we got rid of RJ and quickly, and he was upset about the OG trade.
He was upset, and we were saying good riddance. He was mad. But we the ones that nicknamed him No Handle Randle.
No Handle
Randle. Yeah, y'all did. Y'all was clowning him. I was watching.
Remember that? Remember that, Pastor Dave?
I was watching the show. And y'all definitely was clowning Randle. The number one person that was clowning him was Butler.
Let me go further.
I was a 1A because I was clowning him too.
Let me go further.
You was, Bishop. You was.
In the defense, hey, daughter, in the defense of my brother, in his defense, let me go further. All right. He is what's the word? It takes him a little time to catch up.
He'll come around though.
Because Davey is a loyalist, which most of us are. Davey's a loyalist. He was ride or die. Man, no hand.
RJ Barrett was his dude.
RJ Barrett, that's my dude. Quickly, as soon as he saw that we was like 12-0 with Anunoby.
You ain't heard no more about RJ Barrett.
It was a rap. And then I was like, yo, we were just precious. We don't want no precious and precious.
And what he started coming on key singing Precious Memories. He come on singing.
You did.
And so what I learned to do since then, I trust Leon Rose.
There you go.
I just trust Leon Rose.
I need y'all to teach Butler something.
What?
Yo, you ain't gonna press me like you press some niggas on the street. You know me. I gives it up too. Stop playing with me. Don't play with me.
All day. You already know what it is. How about you get my
Don't play
essay?
with me.
How about you get my essay and start flipping like that?
Where is the good Bishop D-Lo? He
So,
done left the
are you
screen.
saying there's no love for former Knicks? No love for former
He
Knicks?
don't like that. He don't like him.
I'm
How
not
you
listening.
don't like him?
I got love.
I know,
Hold on,
Bishop.
hold
I
on.
know.
I have love for former Knicks. I do. I got love for former Knicks. But you're not gonna come up in here beefing and almost starting a fight at the end.
Well,
of the game.
I have to agree with, but that was disrespectful. But I understand it came from a place of hurt. This dude really wanted to be in New York.
He really wanted to be on the team, and that's what I was saying in the chat.
First of all, hold on a second. You gotta understand the business. At the end of the day,
it's a business.
It's a business.
Oh, but when Keisha was saying it, y'all was just.
When did we go against you?
Doubt that. It's a business.
I said it with you. We all agreed it's a business.
Understand that it's a business, yo. At the end of the day, it's a business. And then
that's why we give your boy LeBron and Bronny the business, because they not running it like a business. They running it like a DEI hire.
For the record, I don't give Bronny the business. I don't have no beef with LeBron James Jr.
They running it like Daddy Daycare. That's what they running it like.
In your rookie workshops, they teach you about it being a business. They teach you about around what time in your career should you start being ready to lay roots and be like you're gonna be planted. They show you all of that in your rookie workshops. DiVincenzo knows it's a business. Okay, this is where he violated. Him and Julius both violated. When they did that tribute, and both of them sat there like,
Julius acknowledged it and he got up and waved.
But no, wait. The only
reason why he acknowledged it was because he saw that he was on camera. The camera was in his face.
But there's a video out. You got to find it, Bishop D-Lo. There is a video out where he is confronting a Knicks coach, and it seems that they're having a disagreement. They put that video out there too. There's a video out there with Randle going at it with an assistant coach on the Knicks bench.
At the end of the day, here's my thing. You listen, ain't nothing wrong with always a Knick, once a Knick, always a Knick. My man Sprewell was playing in the alumni game the other day.
Allen Houston was playing the alumni game, yes.
And
Wilson Chandler played.
Sprewell left here on bad terms, but he fixed it. But when he came back to the Garden, I think he had beef with somebody, and he was going off on somebody in the stands. But that was front office, but not your bench, not your team.
He had beef with James Dolan.
He had beef with James Dolan, like all of us have had beef with James Dolan. We still got beef with James Dolan right now. And we Knicks fans. But don't come up in here in the Garden during the preseason, rah-rah, like you bout it like that. So you still got to do. He rah-rah. You still got to get to the bus, homie. You still got to get to the bus.
Wait. Melo don't play for us no more. We ain't got to worry about
that. I'm just saying. You don't.
If Melo was here, he would have had to worry about getting to the bus.
Don't be wilding like you.
Because he might not have made it.
You mouthing off. Rick Brunson was getting ready to pop off on him. They're
going to have a conversation because of the relationship that he said
I'm
Jalen
gonna give
Brunson.
it Rick, and we're gonna figure out what that was about.
They're gonna fix that. So listen,
yeah, but it's gonna be tension for a little while, though. I feel like it's gonna be tension for a little while.
They play again December 19th for real.
Now, like I said,
and we gonna
Julius Randle, I didn't see that passion in him. But the passion from Debo did not want to leave. He did not want to
passion. But you ain't see that passion in Julius Randle. You ain't see that passion in Julius Randle because Julius Randle's wife already pulled the cover.
Yeah.
Julius Randle's
boy, here she goes.
Y'all leave Kendra alone.
Maybe when she comes back, she'll have her real hairstyle. She can come back with your real hairstyle. Cut your camera off and come back with the gold hair. Listen, Julius Randle wife.
Did you just call her a
already
blonde? What's happening here?
Man,
At least I got here, nigga. What you talking about?
Oh my God, what is
What?
I don't
happening?
need black spray to fill in
Why
my
you
gas,
taking?
nigga. What you
Put your
talking about?
glasses back on.
I don't need no black spray to
Davey
fill
with
in,
Skip
nigga.
Bayless on him.
Yo, that was so good, Dave.
Put your glasses back on.
Put your glasses back on.
Glasses back on. Why you ain't got your glasses on?
Cuz.
Come on, Skip. Come
You know
on,
you
Skip.
can't see, Keisha. Put your glasses back on.
I know.
Come on, Skip.
Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
That
are too
whole
much.
situation was out of context, but I'm gonna let you believe what you want to believe, because
Was it?
everybody in the chat agreed to what we was talking about.
So
The
let me ask
only
you-
thing I'll say about
Hold
that
on,
is
hold on, Davey. If it was really out of context, why Julius ain't fix it?
But you know what? These NBA wives are not like the NBA wives of old. You never heard them saying nothing. You know,
I blame Shawnee O'Neal.
Shawnee O'Neal started this. She started this on that basketball
Keisha, where you
wives
at?
garbage. And you saw Curry's wife. She speaks out all the time. All these, they speak it. They speak out. And then she spoke out.
talk too
and
much.
I think she spoke out of turn. Right. I think she spoke out of turn. She shouldn't have said anything. She should have just packed her stuff and left. She shouldn't have said anything. I agree with that. But you know, listen, that's the new age NBA. That's what we in.
That's the way of the world now. Everybody thinks that as long as they have 140
Well, we need
characters
to
on social
shut
media
these
movement,
wives
that they have a
up. We need
platform.
to shut these women up. We need to shut their mouth.
Uh-oh. Dave.
Where's your wife at? Where is she?
No. She need to. Everybody, these women need to shut their mouths.
Davey, where's Janitha? Where's she at?
John. Like, we going, John.
Where's she at, Doc?
I don't know. Well, everybody else.
Right. See? You see how quickly that changed?
Yo, you see George's in the chat.
Listen.
Well, you know what Charles Barkley said? He said a woman don't need a watch. You know why?
Oh God.
Because there's a clock on the stove.
I wouldn't repeat nothing Charles Barkley say.
Oh.
Nothing.
I'm married. I ain't saying a word. I'm not.
Listen, man. Listen, that's
Right,
why
I
I
wouldn't
said
repeat
I'm
nothing
trying
Charles
to
Barkley
save
said.
my brother out here in these streets. I'm trying to save him.
Your wife bait.
But these basketball wives, they're not supposed to comment on trades. They didn't used to do that.
But that's what
They
I
just packed
just
the
said.
bag.
That is very true.
She said
Where their husband went, they went.
we were ready to leave the city anyway. That is
Because
what
that thing's something about him.
we were ready to leave New York City anyway. He's from Texas. I'm from Kansas, and we were not raised like this.
You got
That's
Pastor Janice Green in the chat with the
That's
wide eyes.
This is what she said. And we have yet to hear Julius Randle say, yo, that's not what she meant. This is what she meant. Maybe she meant we wanted to move.
No, he's standing 10 toes down on it. He didn't say nothing.
You saw Julius's interactions with her when she was here. We know who leads that relationship.
Right. He coming
y'all
over.
Y'all are
If you the black woman, you would check.
y'all are on dangerous ground tonight,
No.
man.
No, let me
He coming
qualify
off
that, J Mac.
he coming off
I
the court.
watched
He coming off
it.
the court.
Like if
He coming
that's
off
their
the court
dynamic,
after
that's
loss.
their business. But
He coming off the court.
has
He
always
coming
been the
off the court
mouthpiece.
after a loss, going to kiss his wife. You ain't nothing to be kissing over.
I saw it, and he said Miami wanted it more. He said it.
He said
it. He said Miami wanted it more. Remember, we killed him that night, Dave. Remember?
Yeah.
We killed Julius.
That was the night we all decided he had to go. Period.
Yeah, we killed him that night. We killed him that night.
Wait. Which was ironically his final playoff series for us.
Yep.
That's true. He didn't play another playoff game after that.
So we're taking her saying that she wanted to move as a result of saying we don't want to be in New York or be involved with the Knicks. That's what we're taking.
Did Julius rebuttal it? Did Julius come out and say,
There
"Yo,
was
my wife"?
nothing to rebuttal. There was nothing to say from that. Are you
Why
Yes,
not?
it is.
Why
We love
not?
the city. We love our time here in New York. We
Why
love
not?
New
I
York.
don't
He
even
can say
know
all
why I'm
that stuff.
involved. And this
Why
is
not?
not even my
You
team.
hearing the
I don't care.
backlash?
I
I'm
don't
sure
even
you
care.
saw the. I'm
After-
sure you heard the backlash.
If I'm
from it.
Julius Randle, after I tell Kendra to shut up, my response would have been, I would have protected her. My wife misspoke. We loved our time in New York. We're excited about this next chapter, but I will always be grateful to the Knicks and the Knicks organization
D-Lo.
for giving me the
D-Lo.
opportunity. No.
Because
Because the other part of the job is public relations. That's the
D-Lo.
other part of the job.
D-Lo, we have a
He
chat.
should have said
You
just
talk
like
about
Joe.
stuff all the time.
Woman, you speak like a foolish woman. He could have said that. He been
He
like,
could have said that.
Listen,
What?
listen. Let me tell you.
Told his wife, you
I
speak like
gotta
a foolish
admit,
woman.
she shouldn't have got on and said nothing. That I will
She
say.
was just basically saying, like, you know, the trade came. Now we have to move. Now we have to relocate. We got to get. She was talking from a woman, a mother.
But why did she have to?
We gotta move. We gotta
She
move.
shouldn't
we
have
gotta
said
do this.
You saw
anything.
I said in the chat. She spoke out of turn. She shouldn't have said anything.
She shouldn't have said anything, Key.
Again, in comparison to
Stone's a lot
former
here.
NBA wives,
But
trades
there was
happen.
y'all didn't.
Wait.
so
Key,
deep.
wait, Key. Let me
Stone's a
say
lot
this.
here,
You
and-
didn't hear Rita
Butler, hold
Ewing
on,
say
hold on.
nothing when
Hold up,
Patrick
y'all.
got traded to Seattle.
Hold on.
No.
I'm not even getting into the nuts and bolts of what she said, how she meant it.
You're
I'm
saying
not
in
even getting
general.
it. I'm saying she shouldn't have said anything.
nothing. Exactly.
It's her man's
with that,
business.
exactly.
It's his job. Let him speak. And if he didn't say nothing,
It's funny.
leave it
Oh,
there.
this is when the men come in and say, "Be quiet."
No,
To
I
the
got a
women.
point. I have a
we're not
point to
saying
that.
that.
I have a point to
That's
that
not
though.
Key. Come on.
Let
Got
me
it.
piggyback on what
Key,
J-Mac
you
just
too
said.
much. You too much,
I actually saw because she was a Nick wife. I was following Kendra on TikTok where she posted the original video. You get in that comment section because remember during the video, Keisha, you saw the video because I saw that you watched it.
I sent it to y'all.
The original video. In that video, she said, "We got traded." The comments went crazy. The folks said, "When did you start playing basketball?"
I
There
saw
you
it.
go.
I saw it.
The comments was lighting her up. That should have told her, maybe I should just let Julius handle this and just not say
There you
nothing.
go.
Now I know what you're gonna say, Key. I know what you're gonna say. Aren't they one? Aren't you one when you
I
get
ain't saying this in
married?
no biblical way.
Wait,
See,
Pastor
we
Jan
not
said.
saying
Come on, Janice.
Pastor
Come
Jan
on,
says, I have
Janice.
to agree.
She said
Wives
it.
mess up a lot of money with their mouths.
He already had the money. He wasn't messing up anything. She wasn't messing up anything.
There's
had
No,
the
and
money
they
he
to
wanted
live.
gain
more
a lot of
money to
money
be
with their
made.
mouth too.
There's
And
more
you
money
got-
to be made.
What you got to
Yeah.
understand, Key, he got traded through New York. He's in the last year of his contract. GMs may look at what she did and be like, hey, do we need this on our team? Do we want him? Do we need this? That's what
Is this
she's
going to be a
saying.
distraction?
Is this going to be a distraction? Is she going to be doing all the talking? That's why it would just be best for her not to
Thank
say
you, Pastor
nothing.
Jan.
Because you
And she
make
can
it.
say what she want to say. She just got to say it in the kitchen.
Pick me. Pick me. Can I say what I want to say?
Why she gotta
Tag
say
Bishop
it in the
L, you're
kitchen,
in.
Davey? Why
Julius
she
is a
have to
big
say it in
player
the
in the next
kitchen?
2 years.
Yo, Pastor Dave. Yo, you are crazy, son.
Why
Julius,
she gotta say it in the kitchen?
I want to say what I want to
Davey?
say. Can I say what I want to say, please? I want to say what I want to say.
As
You
long as
always
you don't
got
say
something
what
to
Davey
say.
said.
You
Long as you
always
I'm
don't
not
say
going to
what
say that. I'm going to say Julius is a big three player in the next 2 years.
Oh, I'm not going that far.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah, I'm not going that far.
Nah, come on. He's not
going
that.
far.
Oh
I'm not going that far.
God.
Julius
Yeah, I'm
is
not
a
going
big
that far.
three.
Come on.
Sign off, Butler. Sign off.
No.
If
Sign
he's
off.
looking for a max,
Yes,
if he's
Raven.
looking
He
for
said in the
a
Raven,
kitchen. That's
uh-oh.
what he said, Raven.
Raven
In
Moore,
the kitchen.
forgive Pastor Dave. Forgive
Pastor
him.
David Wright, this one's for you.
In the kitchen, Miss Raven.
My
That's what
sister,
he said. In the kitchen.
my sister, First Lady Raven Moore, is asking a question in the kitchen.
In the
Exactly.
kitchen.
Answer that, Davey. In the kitchen.
And George is saying, Davey, he trying to save you.
give Davey the screen. Give Davey the screen.
We don't
Give
need
Davey
him
the
to.
screen.
We
It's
don't
coming.
need him to get.
Secretary, this woman's husband got traded. She does not need to be in front of the camera. If they would have interviewed her. ESPN would have went to her house. So everything that she needs to say, she can say in the kitchen to him. That's what I'm saying. Say in the kitchen to her husband, to her girlfriends. But you don't get on the Bleacher Report and you say, "Oh, we
Come
was
on,
ready to leave
Apostle
New York."
Paul.
You don't
Ask
get
your
on
husband
the
at home.
MSG network and say, "We wanted to leave." No, you say that in the privacy of your home. Beef to your husband. But you don't beef to the world. But now Minnesota's PR people, "Oh, we don't want this kind of problem." Now wherever else she go, that's what happened to Aaron Tucker. His
It
wife
is
was talking
not
too
that
much.
deep.
And Iman Shumpert got out the league too quick. Your wife can talk you out the league.
It is not that deep.
Iman Shumpert got out the league because he couldn't hit a jump shot.
Yeah, that's why Iman Shumpert is out.
Iman Shumpert's out of the league because he couldn't make a jump shot.
And he want to be high all the time.
His wife was getting him out.
He got a ring.
He did. He absolutely
He got
did.
a ring with LeBron.
He absolutely
Keisha's
did.
fan ring got him a ring.
He high with a ring.
The ex-wife, Tiana Taylor.
Yeah, she's a beautiful.
And then she divorced him and took everything.
Well, he messed that
I
up.
seen
He was
him on
cheating.
first take. He had thrift
He
store
was
clothes on.
cheating.
He
But
was
I don't
cheating.
know
He
how
messed that up.
I don't know how she said that he was cheating because they both go that way.
Oh, boy, hey.
I get. Well, you know how that
you
is.
allowed it.
The infidelity that went on wasn't agreed upon.
Oh,
Right.
So it's not agreed
Right.
upon if you don't like her.
There was
you
no,
like that?
No,
there was
you
no
have to get
there was-
approval
there was
in
no-
those
there was no-
situations. You have
right.
to get approval.
A
Right.
concubine is not a concubine unless the wife says.
Unless the wife agrees.
you
That's correct.
have a
Got to be approval.
That's correct.
Got to be approval.
He didn't get
Oh, so I
approval
guess
for
she
who he
didn't
was
approve
messing
that
with, so
one.
that was cheating.
She didn't approve that. Yes, you got it, Key.
She didn't approve that one.
She
She
didn't
didn't
approve.
approve that one.
But the
no.
last 6, she did.
You see how dumb that is?
Great.
Raven says she has more money than.
You didn't approve this one, but the last 6 you did. Great.
Well,
And Raven, you are not getting everybody else's wife on here. You better not. You
Raven.
are
Get
not
them
going
on
to
here,
do
Miss
it.
Raven.
Raven.
You leave
I
our
did.
wives. You leave our
Raven.
wives out of this.
Get them
Our
on
wives
here.
watch the
No.
show. Our
No.
wives watch the show. It is what it is.
Get him on here. Lobo taking the blame. He picked these subjects.
Now, Davey, you don't want to be
D-Lo,
on
he
No.
threw you under the bus.
Listen, I'll take it. I'll take it. This is what we
mentioned the
this is what we
kitchen?
supposed
Who
to do.
mentioned the kitchen, Davey?
Right. No, I didn't say nothing about no kitchen.
Charles Barkley said that.
I did agree.
That was a quote. That was a quote.
Get somebody on here since Butler want to sit there and talk about my hair that grew overnight.
I did agree,
like-
but I do
like
agree. I
Bianca
did
Belair.
agree.
That
And
I
I
bought-
do
You
agree.
try, hey, Key, you trying to keep up with your sister?
Kendra Randle
That I
spoke
bought-
out of turn.
Right.
Ooh.
Right. Jay!
I almost spit my tea out. Wow, J Mac, that
I'm
was.
so no, don't y'all dare.
Scud
Key, you
missile.
know, Key, you know how we do. You know, come on,
Scud
Key.
missile.
No, don't y'all dare. Key, no, Key.
Oh, here we
don't
go.
you,
Raven
Key,
said y'all wives are not
Key.
quiet.
Key, look at me.
We know
Look
because
this
they always
way.
because y'all
Look
always
at
talking
this
So
together.
happy that we are on
Key,
this
no,
podcast.
Key, look at this screen.
That chat about to be lit up.
Forget about the other screens up there. Look at this one.
Oh Lord. Even
Keisha
Raven's like,
Reeves.
wow. Oh
Raven.
Lord.
Keisha Reese.
Oh Lord.
Key.
Keisha, you do kind of look like Angel Reese though.
See, I didn't say it. I didn't say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're
No,
older, so
wait,
Angel Reese
wait.
looks like you.
Wait. Can I say this though? When she came to my church a couple of Sundays ago,
I saw
didn't
that.
have no idea that Key was 6 feet tall.
Oh yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah, Keith.
You didn't know?
6 footer.
He's 6 feet tall. And when she walked in, one of the young people said,
Who does Amazon?
"No,
Nah,
young people
they-
said, Angel Reese came to our church today."
Angel Reese.
No.
Oh.
Angel Reese came to GT.
Oh, Angel Reese was at Glory.
Angel Reese was at GT.
Hello.
Angel Reese came
I
out the
just
GT.
want y'all to be ready for the group chat. I just want y'all to be ready for the group chat.
Come
Let
on, Raymond. That wasn't shady.
I'm gonna mute this chat right now.
All I said.
D-Lo,
All I said.
don't you do it.
Okay,
Bishop started this.
No. I ain't start nothing. Right, Pastor Dave? I ain't start nothing.
You're not guilty. You're not guilty, J-Mac.
Thank you. I ain't start nothing.
My blood pressure is really high.
Look at you. You all red in the face now.
Listen, we used to put a certain person picture up. Do we need to put up Angel's picture on the screen every night?
We're going to put Angel up in the corner.
That's what I'm saying. Do we need to put her up in the corner?
I do not look like that girl.
Yes, no, you're right. She looks like you. You're older.
Yeah. Y'all having fun today? Y'all having fun tonight?
I mean, that's how it works.
Because y'all know I can't really act the way I want.
Bishop Butler done pulled out the Jello, so you already know what it is.
And my landlord just called me. She said, "Is everything okay?" She heard me.
Look
I
at
had
you.
to tell her I'm okay.
You over there banging on the floors? What's happening?
Oh my gosh, y'all are too much.
Freaking slice and dice Butler. I'm telling you right now. I swear.
We gotta move. We
going to the Jets. We got one more. We got time for the Jets.
One more topic to hit.
Wait.
We got 10 minutes
Wait.
left. This last topic. Yes.
Wait. We're only doing one acknowledgement tonight.
Who is that? Oh, the Jello. Right.
Oh.
That's the only green we acknowledge.
That's the only green we acknowledge. And money.
So
there you go. And money. Yes. We acknowledge that green too.
We absolutely acknowledge that green.
Yes, Lord. Yes.
Hallelujah. Absolutely.
D-Lo, you got happy?
Listen. Nothing makes me happy.
You off the chain tonight. It's you.
I think our vibe is totally connected. I don't know what it was.
Listen.
Maybe it was from that
Let's go to the
conversation we
next
had.
subject. Come on.
Come on, let's get to them Jets.
Oh.
New York Jets make a splash today, and we were going to talk about this anyway, but I just got to show this video from the Pat McAfee show earlier today.
Did you see that?
Okay, so as soon as you hear the news. What's that? What's that?
Oh, I said
Here he is. Hey, good to see you, Tay. Good to see you, man. Congrats.
What's up, fellas? Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I did not see this.
It was
okay, so as soon as you hear the news. What's that?
The trade took place,
in
and
New York.
40 minutes later, Davante Adams was already at Aaron Rodgers' house.
He was already there. He was there
while the trade was happening. Exactly.
That
He was there Monday night.
So let me preface and launch this conversation. Lord, I feel like this is gonna take a minute because it's about to go somewhere. I feel like it's gonna take a turn.
Oh, you know it is.
Aaron Rodgers.
My wife is home.
Hi, sis.
We're happy for you. Hey, sis. Aaron Rodgers has been given the keys to One Jets Plaza in Florham Park, and right now he seems to be running the organization into the ground. From his issues with Robert Saleh, which caused Robert Saleh to get fired, to clearly issues with even Nathaniel Hackett, which even though Hackett did not get fired, he was essentially demoted from being the offensive coordinator to now, well, even before that, the Jets brought in Alan Lazard last year because that was one of Aaron Rodgers' boys.
And Randall Cobb.
They brought in Randall Cobb last year because that was one of Aaron Rodgers' boys.
It's now the Gang Green Bay Jets.
Now the Gang Green Bay Jets. And now today they trade in a season where they are 2-4. We're not talking about you're trading for Davante Adams at 5-1 because you're ready to make this push for the postseason. You're 2-4. What are you trading for Davante Adams for?
And
Why is Aaron Rodgers being allowed to run the New York Jets? Y'all go.
I'm gonna jump in first. I think this is a dumb trade. I think it's a useless trade. We already got Garrett Wilson. We got Lazard. We got Breece Hall coming out of the backfield. Right. We don't need another receiver. Yes, Samuel. Yes, and Saleh is still getting 20K a day. Yes. I'm just not we need a pass rusher. That's what we need. We need a pass rush. We don't have a pass rush. You go out and get more offense. Offense ain't the problem, and we need a kicker. That's what we need.
Greg
We need a
Zuerlein
kicker.
is done.
We need a kicker. We don't need another receiver. What the? Doing?
Oh, it was coming.
What are you doing?
McCann ran.
There we go.
What are you doing? You go and get Devontae Adams, who on a cane himself, both of y'all on Geritol. And you go and get this guy. And by the way, Buffalo didn't stand pat. I don't know if y'all heard that.
No.
They went and got Amari Cooper from the Browns. So while you ain't got Devontae, they said, okay, we're going to one-up you. And we're going to go get Amari Cooper to replace Diggs. So, yeah, you ain't got that, but Buffalo got better too. So what did you really accomplish? The only saving grace is that they're 1-1 in the division. They have one win against the Patriots, one loss against Buffalo. That's the only saving grace, is that they have 500 in the division. But as I said in the chat, they are not going to go any further than if they don't win the division. If they even get in as a wild card, they not winning 3 games on the road, y'all. This team ain't equipped for that. To win 3 on the road, they don't have that type of personnel.
Well, can I say this? I got a funny feeling something big is about to happen. They're not out of the playoffs.
Well, no. It's still very early. It's still very early.
They're 1-1 in the division. You're right. They're 1-1 in the division. It's not panic time yet. You're right.
Something big might happen. And Devontae talking about starting on Sunday.
Well, I mean, he's played with Aaron Rodgers, so he knows, and it's Nathaniel Hackett's scheme. So
It's
he already
the
knows
playbook.
it. He knows the playbook.
playbook.
He knows the playbook. So really, all he just needs to do is get their timing together the rest of the week. He can play.
Is that zero sugar Snapple?
No.
Zero sugar tastes just as good, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Zero
it does.
Sugar Snapple is good.
They didn't have any more. That's the only reason why I didn't get it.
And I picked up some Lipton Diet Green Tea, pineapple
Yes.
mango. Fantastic.
Yes, that's the bomb. I love Lipton. Love it. But
My problem is with this whole Jets thing. Was Aaron Rodgers really the answer?
Well, come back, Keisha.
I believe listen, you look
Look
at
what Sam Darnold over there doing.
They gave up too quick on Sam Darnold. I always felt that.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Look what Geno Smith over there doing.
Sam Darnold they gave up quick on Sam Darnold. The problem with Sam Darnold wasn't Sam Darnold. They had no offensive line.
Exactly. They didn't give the man time to throw the ball.
And that's my thing. We giving Aaron Rodgers everything that Sam Darnold needed, everything that Zach Wilson needed, everything that Geno Smith needed. We giving it all to him. And this man is 40 years old. He's out of here by next year.
Pastor Dave, look at what the Jets did. They gave him a 2-year contract, and he's only playing 1 year. We paid 2 for 1. We essentially paid him all this money for 1 year.
$80
million
million
he didn't even play
for
last
1 year.
year.
You're talking about $40 million a year. $80 million.
Yes,
If we don't win a Super Bowl, it's Super Bowl or bust for the Jets.
And
Yes, I don't want to hear we made it to the AFC Championship or we got to the divisional round. I don't want to hear that. If we don't get to the Super Bowl, it's a bust.
We're going to get to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
We're going to get to the Super Bowl.
Okay, let me ask you this, Bishop Butler.
With what defense?
Without a pass rush, we need a pass rush.
Get out the chat and bring your tail back in line.
We're gonna get to the Super Bowl. They're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get.
We didn't give my man the money for the contract. What's his name? Hassan Reddick. They wouldn't give Reddick. Well, Reddick wouldn't take a 1-year deal, but now he got a new agent. I don't know if y'all heard that.
Yes.
Yes.
He got a new, and the new agent is telling him get in there and play.
He needs to.
We may get Hassan Reddick.
They offered him the 1-year deal, making
And he
more
turned it
money
down.
than what he was asking for.
Yeah, so I don't know what that was about. That's a Hassan Reddick thing.
And that's why the agent left him.
He got
Yeah.
CTE. He got CTE. That's the only explanation. He got that's something wrong.
I think
there.
Leon Rose told CAA to drop him. Yeah, I know Leon Rose used to run CAA. He said he probably called over there and said, "Drop that fool." What are you doing?
He sure did.
Listen, I think if Hassan Reddick doesn't
I don't think the Jets are a Super Bowl team.
If Hassan Reddick doesn't take this,
going to the Super Bowl this year, y'all.
If Hassan Reddick doesn't make this move and take this contract, I think he's going to be out of the league. That's what I think is going to happen.
He's going to have to retire.
Because
I think he's going to be out of the league.
He got CTE.
Yeah, Rodgers took a pounding last night, man. Yeah, man, he took a pounding.
At this rate, he ain't going to make it through the year.
He took a pounding last night.
The crazy thing about the Jets, and I'll say this to L's point, I wanted him to be here when I said this. I'm not going to go as far as to say that they're a Super Bowl team. I'm not going to go that far. But what I will say is I don't know what's missing.
Let me finish it for you. They have the pieces to go on a run.
They do, because and when I look at the last several games.
Sorry, y'all. I'm in the kitchen.
When I look at
oh God.
Yo, this is gonna be the running joke.
There you go.
What you making, King? What you making? What you making? What you making, King? What you making?
I got some steak over here and I'm cooking up.
Risha, I gotta give you that one. That was a good comeback.
Wait.
A good comeback.
McCann said, "What you making?" And Davey said, "She's making sense."
But on the New York Jets, they have not been out of any of these games. In fact, the last two games they had the ball with a chance to win in the final minute. So the disconnect, it's not a personnel problem. We have a coaching problem here.
Wow.
It is a personnel too, though. We don't have a kicker. Divisional games usually comes down to a kick.
That's true. The last 2 weeks have come down to a kick. The divisional game this week and even in London last week against Minnesota. The Jets should have won that game last week.
Should be 4-2. The Jets should be 4-2, not 2-4.
I think 5-1.
5-1.
I would go that far, Davey. I'll go that far. Yes.
Yes, they should be 5-1.
They have not been out of any game. And watch it. It's frustrating as a Jets fan to know that your team is that close, but yet that far.
Because the defense is doing its job. It's not the defensive side of the ball. But if we had a pass rush,
that would help a lot. Because the Jets don't force turnovers. That's the other problem.
Because you don't have anybody to put pressure on the quarterback to make them throw the ball early. You don't have a pass rush. You got to blitz.
There's no point in having Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed on the corners, and you got nobody that's going to force quarterbacks to get the ball out early. I agree with that.
That's too much pressure on your corners, man. Every game.
You got two of the best cover corners in football, and they can't do their jobs effectively because you don't have a pass rush.
Right, and you putting extra pressure on your corners every game that you don't have a pass rush. You are forcing them to have to pitch a shutout on the corners. That is impossible, in the NFL.
Especially with the rules being the way they are geared toward receivers. There's only so much jostling that the referee's gonna let them get away with during the course of the game.
Right, and then we're gonna get upset because down the stretch they're gonna call a call that we ain't gonna like, we ain't gonna agree with. But guess what? You put so much pressure on your corners the whole game. Of course they're gonna grab, and you're gonna leave it open for interpretation with the refs. That's gonna happen. You gotta get a pass rusher.
They need a better running. Get one. The Jets' problem is, as far as that goes, I'll put the comment back up. Pierre said they need a better running game to take the pressure off of Rodgers until Hall and Allen start to consistently make plays on the ground. I can't, but that's a play calling issue right there, because the Jet offense has become so predictable. You know, on first and second down they're going to try to run the ball. Do we have not seen this team come out on first down and have Aaron Rodgers run a play action or go into the shotgun on first down and kind of mix things up and get defenses on their heels. Breece Hall is at his best when he's able to go downhill. But if they can put 8 in the box against him on first and second down, he's not going to get any yardage.
That's what I was. Thank you. I was just sitting here thinking, like, listen, it's easy to say run the ball, but if you got 8 men, if you bring in the safeties down in the box along with the linebackers, there's nowhere for him to go.
Nowhere.
There's nowhere for him to go. And then if you got the corner, and most of the teams we're playing, they have a pass. They've been having pass rushers. Those teams. That's why Rodgers has been taking such a beating, because they've been rushing and they barely have to blitz.
And it doesn't seem like the receivers, not all of them, but it doesn't seem like some of the receivers and Rodgers are on the same page.
Yeah, listen, who they play? They playing Miami next, right? Who they playing?
Next. Miami's next.
No, they play Pittsburgh.
Oh no, Pittsburgh's next week.
Oh man. If the Jets lose that's a must-win game, guys.
Barry Sanders made it happen with no offensive line. Pierre, we're talking about 35 years ago when have you seen the edge rushers now? The edge rushers are built like wide receivers now.
Right.
The edge
rushers. They running 440s.
Right.
40,
These edge rushers are not 6'2", 255 pounds anymore. These guys are 6 feet tall, 185. They're fast and strong. Those are your edge rushers now.
And they were playing
at Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick is a perfect example of that.
They were playing 4-3 defense back then. They're playing 3-4 defense now.
Really?
When you got these speed linebackers and you got
3-4s and a lot of quarters because it's a passing league. You know, you're going to see more safeties on the field.
Yes.
Like even with the Jets, Bryce Hall had a career year last year as an undersized linebacker.
Right. It's a different defensive scheme. And you're talking about, again, an all-world running back. We're talking about Barry Sanders.
Right. Well, that's the other thing. Barry Sanders.
We talk about Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders was one of those unfair mixes of speed and power that just didn't make any sense. Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, they don't build them like that anymore. Guys that are made in a lab.
When you get a chance, go back and look at a couple Barry Sanders clips and look at his quads. The dude's quads were like tree trunks.
This big.
You would feel like Popeye the Sailor Man.
Yes.
Right.
That's
his
why
legs.
he could stop and cut on the dime because his quads was straight muscle. He had no body fat on his quads. The dude's quads were like tree trunks. So he could stop on the dime and then boom, cut through the line. Marshall Faulk same way.
Bo Jackson, but he was just fragile. These guys were built different.
It was a different time back then.
Right. Because they had to keep their speed, but they had to have the power to withstand those big bruising edge rushers. And now the edge rushers have evolved to where they've caught up to the backs in terms of that speed element.
Oh yeah.
You got linemen, you got linebackers or defensive tackles that are chasing down running backs from behind.
Bro, we watched them play too. Because we all
Speaking
had 50
of
or approaching 52.
Speaking of chasing from behind, McCants, did y'all see Dwight Howard on Dancing with the Stars?
No. Yep, that was it. That was the one. That's what I needed. All right, everybody. We thank you.
Hold on.
We're
Let me say
over.
this.
It's
Let me say
over.
this. We want to thank everybody for watching.
Oh,
Can I have the screen? Oh,
no, don't give him the screen. Don't.
we want to thank everybody for watching.
Oh, God.
This is your favorite church.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Oh, my God.
Church Folks Sports Show, where you will get guaranteed excellent sport commentary.
Excellent. That's true.
Knowledgeable sports commentary. We don't speak from a fan point of view. We speak from a knowledgeable point of view. We speak about all things sports.
Yo.
Oh, that was a pun. That was a pun. That was a pun. That was a pun.
Like,
Butler.
tag, share, comment, and let everybody know every Tuesday night we
Every
are right
Tuesday.
here at 8 p.m. and it's going to be a party all year because the Knicks are going to be great.
The Yankees are in the playoffs. The Mets are in the playoffs. It's a beautiful thing.
How about that
dying to
scream?
crying.
How about that scream?
Let's play it again.
What?
I had fun making this today.
Did you?
I did.
Come on, D-Lo.
Honest, knowledgeable, and authentic.
That was my response. That video that I made was that was my response to certain other things.
I didn't get a chance to see it. Didn't play on my end. You got to send it. Put it up in the.
Yeah, you got.
I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat.
Put it
That
in
way
the
you
chat.
can all have it.
Not only do I want you to put it in the chat, D-Lo, I want you to post it.
Oh my God.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Are we tagging people when we post it?
No.
At your own discretion.
Right, at your own discretion. Listen, I want to thank you all. Yes, Pierre, Jericho Sims played solid tonight. Solid game all around in the bench game tonight. Knicks win 111-105 was the final. We are 7 days away from the opening of the NBA season.
Precious Achua, 20 points.
Listen, Pacome Didier had a great game himself, the rookie.
Hey, Willie.
Willie, was it? No. We're not Miss Carter in today. We're not Miss Carter in today.
Listen, I just want to say I echo what Bishop Butler said. I echo what Pastor Dave said, Bishop D-Lo, Miss Carter. I echo it. Listen, we've been here. We're the constant.
Miss Reese.
We are.
Stop.
We are.
Butler.
We are the.
I said, get out that red cup.
We are the constant, and we are the constant. That's all I'm saying. We've been consistent, and we are the constant, and we're gonna be here. And again, we're gonna give you honest takes on sports.
Authentic.
We're not fans. We kill the Knicks when they don't do good. We kill them.
That's right.
True indeed.
Okay,
They
we're not over here as a fan and over here. They played well. No, we're gonna give you great analysis. We're gonna break down
You know what
plays.
else we're gonna do? We're gonna look you eye to eye. Look you straight in the eye and give you what the sports real deal is. We not no eyes wavering. We looking straight ahead.
Oh God.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
I got quiet. Bishop D-Lo, I got quiet because I wanted. I didn't want to.
I didn't know where it was going either, and I was like,
But
once I caught it, I'm like,
But then I caught it. I caught it, Bishop.
Wait, hold on. What you talking about? I'm talking about eye to eye. That's all I'm talking.
Willie Green, stop it, Willie. Okay, get us out of here, Bishop D-Lo. Get us out of here.
Get us
quickly.
out of here
Let me
now.
Yeah, that's right. Screen
Now.
on Bishop D-Lo. Come on, facilitator.
Hurry
Let's
up,
go.
D-Lo. Hurry up.
Again, we thank you. And we're grateful for all of you who tune in with us every week. Don't
My
forget,
God.
Subscribe. Well, like our Facebook page at Church Guys Sports Show. Subscribe to the YouTube Church Guys Sports Show.
Stop
on
laughing
YouTube.
like that.
Follow everybody on this platform. Don't forget, Bishop Butler has an amazing book out that I had the pleasure of writing the foreword for.
Eye to eye, Pastor Dave.
Let there be order in the church. You can get it on Amazon.com. So make sure that you will be there. Willie says you're out the country next week. We're praying for you. Listen, I will say this. I got to bring everybody back for this. This is important.
Yeah, I need to see Davy's face.
Yo, that was epic. That was epic.
Next Tuesday is the opening to the NBA season. Y'all do me a favor. I want y'all to DM us on the Church Guys page or inbox us on YouTube, and I want to know next Tuesday is opening night of the NBA season. Would y'all like us to do a live watch along of the Knicks Celtic game as it's happening? We'll be on live here, and
I'm gonna have to do that from my church. I got to do that from my office because I can't be that loud here in my crib.
We'll do
I
a
can't
live
be loud
watch
here
along.
either. I'm gonna have to do that at a different location. We do that.
As a matter of fact,
I'm about to say, take that trip up to the bar in
Yeah.
city and do it from there. But Willie Green says the live watch is a go. He likes the idea. So I think we're gonna do a live watch along because the game's at 8. Keisha suggested us coming on as a post game, but I'm like, nah, 10:30. You know, we've gotten
Y'all
into
pray
a
for
rhythm
me.
here, and this
Y'all
is our
pray
regular
for me.
spot.
I start rehab next week.
Oh Jesus, we praying for you. So live watch along next week. Again, Knicks are gonna go to Boston to spoil the banner night. I believe that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. We want Davey here in all of his full gear. We need the glasses next Tuesday, Dave. We need everything.
That's right,
Watch
David.
along.
So you can look at everybody eye to eye.
Stop. We'll be all in our Knicks paraphernalia.
Davey.
If you can have a Knick background, put your Knick background on.
Can't wait for Boston to lose.
I'm gonna see if we can even have a call-in line on next Tuesday for that. So join us back here next Tuesday, 8 p.m. for the live watch-along of opening night, NBA 24-25 season. We appreciate you. Don't forget, download the podcast tomorrow. You're gonna want to download this one. This was a great show. This was a fantastic show.
Oh my!
Download the podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. Listen to it while you're working out, while you're driving.
I don't know if I'm looking at Angel Reese or Bianca Belair.
Oh my God!
Well,
right, we didn't even touch WWE tonight.
Right,
we didn't
even get to talk
At
about
least
that.
you know it ain't Britney.
Again, the stellar storytelling that has been going on in the WWE. I'm gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep going. The stellar storytelling. That has been going on in the WWE. There's actually a segment of fans, and you'll appreciate this, Bishop J.
Who's asking for my watch?
Willie. There's a segment of fans that think that this Cody heel turn is happening now, and that KO is actually in the right for turning on Cody Rhodes. There's a segment of fans that think that. So the brilliant. They have blurred the lines so well. We don't even know if Cody's heel or face at this point.
And the fact, real quick, that they haven't addressed it. They just keep saying it's going to be handled internally. So they're allowing it to simmer. They're allowing it to simmer, which is great. Great storytelling. And then at the same time, Jimmy and Jay, the whole bloodline. It's
Jimmy
crazy.
being the one that's going to have to get the bloodline back together. I think it's going to be phenomenal, and I'm sure Jay is going to say no initially, and Jimmy's going to have to be the glue because as he always likes to reiterate, he is the older brother between him and Jay.
And Sammy, and I believe Sammy's going to have some, because Sammy's kind of in limbo since he's lost the world title match. He's lost the Intercontinental title. He's kind of just dangling out there. Don't be surprised if Sami Zayn isn't included in the bloodline story again.
Absolutely. So it's a lot of fun. They've built it up very nicely, but we will get more to that. Listen, I'm just going to warn y'all now. Next week is a basketball show. So don't even think it's opening night. So next week is a basketball show. So if you're not a basketball, we might touch on other stuff, but probably not.
And
it's a basketball show.
We'll touch on other sports during the halftime.
Maybe. Depends on how good we're playing at halftime. But thank y'all again for joining us. We appreciate you. We will see you next week for the live watch along. We're going to try to get a special flyer out, let you know it's a live watch along for Knicks Celtics first game of the NBA regular season. Until then, y'all be good.
Bought this.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yo, this is the state of emergency. Check. I need all my Knicks fans right now to grab your jerseys, your popcorn, your sodas, whatever you gotta do to get ready for this game. I don't care if you're a cheerleader, an athlete, a couch potato. We're here to restore the feeling. Matter of fact, can you say it from New York what I say from New York? Hey, yo, let's go, Knicks!
Hey, yo, roll, ain't nobody checking me. Crossover through the legs, step back, hit a three. Still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies. She just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy, just to see the Knicks play, make a couple memories. New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be. And if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy. Yeah, look at us, whole city is wild. This is New York, why y'all ever counted us out? Any game we attend, yeah, we taking it now. Fast break on the court, all up and down. Lead a garden in the pigsty, yeah, we get it on this side. Bacon, egg, and cheese, or the lobster mac with the ribeye. Either way, we win in the overtime if we get tired. Get it with the team, yeah, that's just something we live by. Hey, yo, first quarter in, we gon' turn it up. Gotta warm up first, then we taking it dub. By the third quarter in, no, they ain't catching up. Gotta stay in the lead before the shot clock buzz. If the Knicks get a win, we gon' do it again. Make the finals once before, we gon' do it again.